Hello, everyone, and welcome to the SMZ3 Randomizer tournament. We got a pretty good one lined up for you today. We've got Andy versus Ivan. I am Apathy Duck, and I'm joined today by Solsky. How are you doing?
Wait, what game are we doing right now?
We're doing 2 games
But
at
I
the
was
same time.
promised La Mulana to
Oh my
commentate
god.
today.
Jeez. La Mulana main over here.
Wait, what did you just call it? La Mulana? Can you say
Look,
that again?
no.
Yeah. SMZ3 Super Metroid, A Link to the Past Combo Randomizer Tournament. Brought to you by Rank 1 Global.
Yeah, so this is a... Yeah, so cash tournament. This is a round 2 matchup. Andy had the bye in the first week, and Ivan won his first week match to get this this matchup. This, I believe it's the team farts grudge match we got going on here, if I'm not wrong. Back from the old co-op tournament.
Maybe they broke up? I don't know. Like, why were they even named Team Farts? Do we have the story?
Because they're smelly. I think they thought farts was funny, and then they just named themselves Team Farts.
Why do I think that was Ivan's idea?
I honestly, it could be either one. I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should be getting going here shortly. So, what's your thoughts on this matchup here?
None really, because I'm gonna crush both these guys. They make it in the finals. Got them. Nah, but this is gonna be a really, really good matchup. Andy and Ivan, of course, both very good friends, known each other forever in a century, and I consider both high caliber players. This is like a kind of matchup we haven't seen 1v1 in, I want to say, over a year now. So honestly, this is gonna be a real treat to watch. This is gonna be the first of many like really high echelon matches we're gonna see in this tournament on the later stages of the bracket.
Yeah, Andy actually deciding to go to retro here first, which is
Stealing
surprising.
Stealing this right out of my 2019 playbook. Nice.
Yeah, I would think if anyone was going to make this play, it'd be Ivan. Ivan would have the edge in Super Metroid Andy a little bit from Link to the Past more. So it's interesting he's coming straight to retro. It's just like unless you spike something, and there's only one. That's the only item in logic right there. This next check is add a logic. So like unless you spike something here, this is pretty easy to pick up later. You're pretty much almost always going to do the Bren loop. So, but it can pay off because if something is here, you're probably not going to do it till you do all the other light roll checks.
We get a super exchange from both players here. Andy getting on the Brinstar ceiling, or retro ceiling, sorry, and Ivan getting supers from the old man, or the uncle. I always confuse those two. I don't know why. And hey, that check Andy just did is now in logic.
Yeah, I'm not. I wouldn't be taking these supers out, even if you did get like really low on supers to start. If you found Morph Ball, you're probably not coming back to SM without Morph Ball. You could just come get these later and just do reverse Bryn. So it's weird that he's keeping these. Takes a couple good long while to keep them.
Yeah, I know we've had this conversation before, right? With like power bombs, and I think I agree with you there for the supers. I know I've run into Nightmare Seas before where those supers were like your first supers and you had to go back down retro, but I agree. There's like a really good chance you're gonna find more throughout. I guess it's just having them is a
Yeah,
good early asset, but yeah.
The problem is like if it is like a speed or a screw opening, you don't need supers to get anywhere, and it's really, really, really unlikely you're not going to find any missiles. So. But I mean, it's a minor thing. You can see Andy's just. I mean, it took him a good 2 minutes. Like it's a significant chunk of change. I mean, Ivan will be doing those checks at some point, so it's not a full 2 minute time loss. But so
I've been doing your favorite check in the game, the lumberjack.
It doesn't make any sense.
It does, Duck, when you think about it. Okay, just one less thing to worry about. It's a scout. It's fine. I know what you're thinking. I know it's time and everything like that, but yeah. I would say it's probably better in SMZ3 because now you have more chances for progression hit there, particularly if you see a suit, right? Because then you can start preparing for suitless earlier. That's why I really don't mind it.
That's true.
If you really want to play.
With it being a suit, that gives you a lot of value for information that maybe you want to be looking to do a suitless.
Right.
But yeah, I don't know. It's very thin. I mean, the thing is, you can check it with boots after bonk rocks. It couples in so nicely. So as soon as you get boots, you just do those two things. Is my main point.
However, if either of these runners scout shaft supers, they're dead to me.
You almost lost the sloaters because you didn't scout that. You were so close, and I wanted it to happen.
I still won by 9 minutes after.
It's because he doesn't know how to do GT
after soft lock. Are you kidding me? Like
that
almost. Why do people say I almost lost? That's a lot of time to almost lose to someone.
We're just going to argue the entire time. We're not actually going to talk about seed at all.
Now we have Hatch in chat writing down my strats. Like, oh man.
Yeah.
So yeah, just a space jump so far in Kakariko for Ivan. We did get that scout of mushroom on Hylia Island. We don't really have too much else going on. We have the knowledge of space again, giving us that retro ceiling. Andy's already checked its supers. We're really just, you know, waiting to find something else. And honestly, if it's this dry, I probably would expect an early morph at this point.
Yeah, probably to the morph ball. It just opens up. It's the only thing that opens up that much with just literally one. Well, I guess not. I mean, you technically need supers and power bombs, right? But there's so many of those. Genuinely see those, and there we got power bombs.
Yeah, it's their second pack now, so that's good.
Yeah, finding power bombs early is really nice. Ooh, there's the morph ball, and they got the wave beam. So hopefully these guys will be able to do Zeb skip today.
It took me a second. I was like, oh yeah. If you guys want a hot clip, just go back to that CC race of Andy and I both trying to do Zeb skip.
I felt like I was having a schizophrenic break. Yeah, so
hey, as you would like to say, listen, they were trying, all right?
Listen. Yeah, with that morph ball, we might see a little divergence here with that early of a morph. They already have power bombs, already have PBs. There's so much early in SM. These guys may decide to kind of break out of the light roll checks before going to SM, especially just like opening like ship to crate or something. You get a boss down, you get a couple extra checks. They're one short power bomb pack from like what you'd want from doing the burn loop. You really want about 15 for that. So maybe not do that right away. We'll see. There's still a lot of high value light roll checks left.
Right. Like so short almost seems like a given, right? Like I get it, you're on bombs only, but you know, Andy definitely can handle that. Ivan has had some legendary Moldorm caves. So
I think we all have, to be honest. Even Andy. Like it's just a location that could just annoy you. I didn't see what was on this race game that Ivan is deciding to get.
He's getting that hot spring ball, which I like. It's very early. He already has space, so he knows he doesn't have to break logic with, like, say, spring ball jumps on the wall, on the wall jumps there. Tech we're not gonna have to go into anymore because again, space jump. But I like the early grab.
Yeah, spring ball, especially for wreck ship.
Yes.
Honestly, if you're on low power bombs, there's a couple like jumps you have bomb jump. You could just spring bomb them instead, save your power bombs. So yeah, it's pretty good pickup this early. Although again, with that space jump, pretty much any logic breaking utility is already gone.
Okay, so we see Fat Fairy, Eastern, regular Crystal Desert, and Pendant Hero. Pretty standard light world, honestly. Nothing too funky going on. We're gonna get the damn check from Ivan now.
Yeah, I think we'll see the high value checks, the damn Sasha, and then probably skip out on the one-off light world checks like Ice Shard Cave and Agina with the morph ball already and 10 power bombs.
I'd probably do it if I'm still chasing the 15, just to be greedy, but yeah, I don't like walking there either. I always love to have Fluter Boots for that Ice Rock Cave check, but...
Yeah.
If I was playing really tight, I'd probably do it. If I'm playing loose, I'd probably skip it.
I'd be looking to do Kraid at least. The only problem with Kraid is if you can't do Old Man without any sort of guide. The first time you go down to Norfair, you definitely want to get Old Man if you don't have a glove or anything yet. It's come pretty close to biting me sometimes, but just because you don't want to have to go through Super Metroid to get back up to Death Mountain later.
Yeah, so I like that route though. Like if they do get access to the Death Mountain, even if it's a break, I like you got Space Jump, road up. You can even put in Wreck Ship first before Bryn, just to kind of like protect speed, right? I've always found that there's been definitely value on prioritizing that over just going to Bryn, and then you get speed somewhere else, and you're like, well, Waterway's now a thing.
Yeah, the thing with like the speed booster checks is Waterway is the only one you can't actually scout. Every other one you can either scout or just sequence break like the snail flip. You can just get those out of logic. But Main Street, Wreck Ship Reserve, all those you can just scout. You will know what it is. Criteria, power bombs, even though apparently you hate it. Yeah, it does look like Ivan is going to be doing this fairly early SM. Let's see if he goes. Yeah, it is going to be going. Oh, at least, okay, he's going to Criteria Power Bombs first. See if he then goes to Kraid or if he does this Bryn loop with only 10.
I can totally expect him to go to Wreck Ship right now, honestly, and just push his low percent SM knowledge and try to make an early push.
Yeah, the thing with a guy like Ivan, just so skilled in Super Metroid, especially like the Phantoon first, the amount of like slowdown he gets from doing Wreck Ship really early is pretty minimal. Even over a guy like Andy or something who's pretty good at Metroid. Andy would struggle a little bit doing it this low. This is just how he's used to doing it, honestly.
Yeah. I see Ivan's just well versed in the current SMZ3 meta of never do Wreck Ship, so.
Yeah, there is that. There is that.
It's getting to be a bit of a meme at this point, honestly, but
it's just like so many things put it into logic. Like it's really hard to like, read.
Just nothing. We gotta come up with a new name for it because it just never has anything anymore. It just never. Until it finally does. Like Wrecked Ship doesn't really properly convey it anymore, I think.
Oh, is that a meme? Oh, okay, I get it. Yeah, it just always feels like, oh, I should go do Wreck Ship because there's a boss over, like you're thinking kind of like dungeons. But the boss is in the front. So like literally that entire top part, it's kind of like a giant left side swamp, really.
It
is the way to think of it.
That's the best way to put it, actually. It really is. Alright, so not a whole lot going on. I'm just gonna go ahead and access Bryn. I'm gonna start off with the early supers area of Bryn Reserve. Quite a bit of that is gonna be sequence broken. The only thing in logic right now is that Crumble Bridge with lacking speed, but he'll be able to check out the reserve, the wall, and the quote-unquote early super location.
Yeah, Ivan's only problem with doing this on 10 is he's going to have to farm at some point to be able to not isolate anything. And he is going to be isolating Waterway at the very least. So if Andy can potentially put this off for a little bit, may end up helping him.
Gets an Ether Medallion, missiles, and a hook shot. Actually, that's a really good draw. I see that hook shot there. I'm thinking I want to go down to Red Tower and Business Center as soon as possible. I don't know about you, but
yeah, definitely. We'll see if
that's hot.
He has two options of getting there. You can either go through Green Bryn Star straight to Red Tower, or you can finish off Retro Bryn checks and then go ship down through Red Tower to get there. So we'll see how much he wants to prioritize. Ooh, very nice quick drop to get the blue mail there. I'm surprised he didn't reverse mock ball. Honestly, whenever there's an item down there I want, I'll try the reverse just because it's fun and technically faster doing it that way. Yeah, so I've been going out of his way to farm these frogs. He's still gonna need more than 10 here, however, to finish off this loop with everything.
Yeah, if he wants to do everything, he's definitely gonna have to farm at Waterway. And that's one of the reasons why you kind of don't want to do Bryn on 10 if you can avoid it. But sometimes you can get lucked out. And he actually took a death in, I believe it was Gauntlet.
Yeah, not. I think so. I
unfortunate.
didn't see it. It's the only place that makes sense for him to die, honestly.
It's just a minor time loss, like 20 seconds at this point.
Yeah, it's just a little unfortunate, but it's not gonna be a big deal overall.
Ivan takes the lead. Yeah, like nothing's popping in Bryn here. This is kind of. I'd be frustrated right now if I was Ivan.
Yeah, it's
like,
always.
I chose this over Bryn. Whoa, he's gotta be careful. That was real close. So yeah, that could have been real bad for Ivan.
Yeah, this is always the thing with Brinstar is like it's so many locations that it's unlikely for nothing to be here. But like if you do it and it's completely empty, it takes a good bit of time. So you always feel pretty bad doing it. But you know, it's even when it's empty, it's unlikely your opponent skipped it because it is so many locations. And like really, there only needs to be, you know. A lot of times you see like 3 or 4 things down here. It's like, oh, I got so much. Like there only needs to be one required item down here for you have to do the whole thing. So.
I've been looking for health. He's getting all the super drops that I would just wish I get every time I farm here, honestly.
It doesn't matter what the odds are, you always get the thing you don't want.
Pretty free room coming up. He's going to spam a bunch of missiles here into the side hoppers. The far left one's going to hit him, do almost no damage, and protecting him against that big one. So the room looks scary, and there's a way you can get hit by the big one if you kind of jump around the room wrong on the exit, but normally it's a pretty safe room.
Yeah, just spam missiles. You're going to get hit by the other side hopper first.
Yeah.
Not going for the deboost, just trying to preserve some health here. Gets it anyways.
It's fine.
Oh, breaking my heart and skipping the shield.
That shield's so bad, though. All right, is Ivan going to farm? He is not. So what happens now?
Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, what happens now is that Ivan's going to have to either double route stuff around shaft, meaning the last missiles or 230 missiles or whatever. And I don't think he can do Mother Brain Shell as well. He might actually not even be able to do Billy Mays. I'm pretty sure with that power bomb count. Like, it's really light.
Yeah, so what I was
gonna... he just dropped one there. That is not good.
I don't think he's thinking, honestly. I think he's just used to doing it this way.
Yeah.
What I was gonna say is because he got that hook shot, we were talking about maybe just putting off retro. I think that would have been the better play with his power bomb count. He got that hook shot. Go do paradox, and then just you have to make kind of the awkward dip into retro later, or maybe even attempt to isolate it. But with that PB count, probably would have been just how long it would have taken to farm. Honestly, the redip of retro probably would have been faster.
So the problem with that one, with accidentally using that power bomb there, is now he can't do Billy Mays because you need 3. You need one to break that that chamber wall there. You need the other one to break the bomb wall above, and then you want to exit. So he's not going to get it now unless he wants to like risk it for more bombs and screw attack, and he's not going to do that. Very
yeah, that'd be
to put that off
without a save or anything. That'd be
yeah.
Quite the play. So yeah, he's going to isolate that. We'll see what Andy decides to do here. Obviously has his hook shot. I mean, again, I think in this situation with that hook shot, I mean, I generally don't like doing it. I don't like isolating retro like that. But in this particular situation, maybe be the best idea. Just go straight to Kraid. You have plenty of power bombs to get through there. Kraid will drop you more, most likely.
Yeah, I don't know. If I'm Ivan, I'm in issues. I'm like really worried though about missing Billy Mays, because Bryn really didn't turn up that much outside of a speed locked Bryn reserve, and I just got that sword, cool, but I really didn't find anything else.
Well,
and he knows Andy's
hook
gonna
shot
make
early
a
in the
play
loop,
and
but
then be able to get it. I don't know. That's just my opinion.
yeah, it feels. I mean, the only, I guess, you know, you do naturally isolate waterway, and he did skip the scout there. Of criteria power bomb, so
Good.
he
Good.
can kind of do, like, he's kind of got 4 items he can do at once if you find speed. But you know, it could very well be like speed and GT or something, and required item at Billy Mays. That's Ivan's kind of like nightmare scenario right now.
Okay, Andy also not farming out waterway, so he's gonna hope for a power bomb drop, or maybe even farm one. I don't know, because he won't have enough for retro either.
Yeah, this is why I think just opening to Kraid would have been the better. I like, especially for Andy.
Well, I mean, if you do Red Tower down, yeah, you could, but no, I get what you mean. I would like that play too, but
I think maybe the problem is they were thinking about isolating Old Man, but Andy can do it guideless. Like, he doesn't need one.
Yeah, I don't think Ivan would be worried about it either, to be honest. It's pretty easy. So Andy needs one more power bomb. So I don't know. He might like farm after, or he might just put off retro and go down. Like, that could be his thought process. If he knows his power bomb count's really weak, he might just go down. Check out the tube and go to X-ray and then go down to Kraid, and then just do retro later. But he's already done 2 of the checks. So
yeah, especially with that early space jump. You don't even, the problem with the early Kraid is you tend to isolate X-ray, but you have the space jump already, so you know, even that's not going to get isolated.
Yeah, he's prepping for power bomb, so he's going to go for it. I don't know. Maybe he's just. I doubt he's just opening the door. Okay, yeah, no, he's going to go down X-ray. He sees it. All right. That's honestly, that's smart. That's smart and heads up right there. I like that.
Thanks. I suggested it like 5 minutes ago.
No, it's smart when Andy does it.
Oh, okay.
Say it.
That feels accurate.
Andy smug. Oh, he wants to get out. No. Excuse me. Excuse me.
I have done this, like, because it's so rare you can do X-ray this early.
Oh, that's a thing.
So they both.
All right, guys. So we got X-ray missed, and we got retro missed for Billy Mays.
Yeah.
Take your pick.
At least, like, Ivan knows he skipped Billy Mays, right? Like,
that's really. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just saying, I could see Andy just completely blanking that he didn't do X-ray.
Yep.
Like, Ivan definitely knows, like, okay, I've isolated Billy Mays, like, I have to be worried about it. That's just a straight up brain fart on Andy's side, so.
Well, team farts now are 1-1 on those brain farts, so.
Maybe that's
where
blunders
came from. Even at the high level, guys, blunders still happen. It's not a big thing. Like, it's just part of the game, really. It's like anything.
Yeah, I mean, who hasn't forgotten a big chest in a dungeon or something?
Yeah, who hasn't forgotten like 10 different spots in multi?
Okay, so Ivan's gonna show us here if Andy made what size boo boo Andy made.
It's a hard location to get back to. Granted, he can go up, or like he can route this up to wreck ship maybe. Like there's ways back, but it's so tough to say. Oh man, it's got to go back for it now. Right?
Yeah, well he did.
Like
he did isolate retro.
Okay.
So he could do that in with that loop. Either out of wreck ship down to X-ray up to retro, or retro, you know, the other way. Either one would be fine.
It's okay. Andy's got his plot armor on today. He has nothing at X-ray.
I hate that plot armor.
Doesn't anyone, dude? It's never anything when you remember to do it, and it's always something when you forget to do it. That's my philosophy. There was a time where I was just like, you know what? I'm pretty sure Total is just changing the seed live. When he sees me forget something, he just like flips it to progression. Can you imagine?
God, that's the kind of crowd control I don't want to see.
Yeah, it's like the 2020 equivalent of getting slimed, honestly.
That's a reference. I don't even think the kids understand that reference.
I don't know, man. Our demographic should be 25 to 32. We're good. It's fine. Duck's like 54, by the way, just so you guys know.
Yeah, I'm an old man. No, we're getting our medallions early, so that's always nice. Medallions can be one of the items that they lock so little. They could just be anywhere. Obviously, besides the dungeon that it opens. I've been jumping over mini crate spikes, just hurting my heart.
So we got flippers there at high jump. Interesting. That unlocks all of Zora area now, and they got a ton of big 300s throughout the throughout Bryn and Red Tower areas. So we'll have tons of money for that. That'll be a nice little extra route for them.
Yeah, they had money. It was like tier 1 rupees, red rupees, and there was a 300 in Link's house.
Just notice Andy doesn't have the sword either. Oh yeah, that's because
he didn't do retro.
Yeah. That could suck for a while too.
Yeah. Well, both our runners getting the Jared quick kill today.
Alucard 2004 in chat asking for a quick recap. Andy accidentally missed X-ray, but it was nothing, as we saw on Ivan's side, and Ivan had to exclude out Billy Mays because he didn't have enough power bombs. Andy is not done retro yet. That's pretty much where we're at. Yeah,
the early morph low power bomb accounts is pretty much the summary of the seed so far. And Andy, I didn't do Ice Beam either. We'll see if Ivan decides to do it here. He's got enough energy for it. I know you're a fan of breaking this as early as possible.
Which one's that, sorry?
Ice Beam. Was that
the one race where I don't break it? It has like Go Mode Ice Rod there. Just that was the reminder, dude. Again, you remember how we were saying like, hey, it's like Total just flipping the switch and the items change. That's pretty much it. Yep. Oh, you're not gonna check this time? All right, well, GG.
Yeah, we can see Andy's doing the old man check here.
We can't see him. He's in the dark, dude.
Okay, well.
Hello?
If you know the game, you understand the context of the screen he was on. You can tell that he's doing the old man check here with just the hook shot. So one thing we don't have, they've done a lot of the SM items. We don't have any progression towards Dark World yet, except maybe that sword if it ends up being a Naga seed. But you know, early on you're looking for like hammer, glove, mitts, moon pearl. We got none of that so far. It's really going to be the next thing, probably the next thing that opens up. We could stumble into a suit here on Death Mountain. Again, just one item that opens up a lot of checks that might be more likely than the 3 opening up Dark World.
So we're still missing Sash for some reason. Eastern Palace Escape and Agina's. That's quite a bit of Sphere Zero still open for them.
That is true.
And also, I think it just adds more value to wreck ship as a play right now. So now, like in an Andy side, he has to make a decision once he does spiral, setting up that bomb jump. Is, you know what, am I going to want to do Link to the Past and recover, or am I going to want to just play ahead and hope that wreck ship is my progression? Because it's very odd so far. Hookshot has led to really nothing at this point.
Yeah, I think if I was in this situation, maybe I'd look to maybe do it like at least like Sasha, you know, do a couple of those locations before heading to wreck ship. As we said, wreck ship a lot of times can come up empty, but it's starting to feel that way. I'm a little surprised there's nothing over here on Death Mountain with that hook shot being in progression early.
Again, it's lock behind speed too, right? So I definitely agree with going there early. I would like to come here with hammer, right? But I definitely don't mind the play at all. I like it. It's a quick 8 items. It's a scout of another item for your 9th. You know, what more can you ask for at that point, right? But unfortunately, it's just not working out this time.
Yeah, I always forget the mock ball. Or just anyone who plays this does that mock ball. I always forget about like, oh yeah, that's speed locked. And like speed is one of those items that's pretty skippable unless there's something in like Waterway or Main Street. So like it's almost like the lamp of SM. At least logically, it does make you go a lot faster, which is nice.
Yeah, like
you like seeing it. But for progression wise, it's not too important. But for playability wise, it's great.
Mm-hmm. And any resetting, one of 2 things are going to happen. He's either going wreck ship or he's going to go down to retro. I think he might go retro, but he could surprise me.
Yeah, I think the retro, and then if he remembers X-ray up into wreck ship, maybe a little bit stronger, just because maybe you can look to maybe skip top of wreck ship. But if you're kind of committed to doing all wreck ship, then I would just go ahead and do it here. But like we said,
when he didn't save, that told me he's just going to do wreck ship, because it doesn't make sense to refill all your ammo and energy and then go down retro, find it's nothing, reset, right? So right away. Let's see what's on moat. I don't know if Ivan checked this on his way down. I like checking this always because it's like super in logic, regardless what you want. All you need are those power bombs and morph, right? But yeah, we'll be able to get a better peek now of what this area of the game has for us. And he's not doing ocean. Rip. Do you do it before or after? Because I hear a lot of people like to do it after, and I just kind of cringe.
It depends on a couple things. If I have gravity or not, and if like I'm looking to do a skip or not. If I have gravity and I'm committed to not skipping, like I'm doing this late, I'll do it after.
Yeah.
Just because it is faster like that. But if I'm looking to maybe skip, or I don't have, if I'm looking to like skip and I don't have gravity, I'll just do it up front. Or if I can ocean fly, if I have speed, I'll do it after.
Yeah, I get those, right? It's kind of like a Schrodinger's cat kind of thing. Like, what if I've had gravity strike there, like I think once or twice. I'm just like, yeah, that's great. Or I had a Varia there once too, where I was like 1 E tank. I was like, all right, well, wreck ship, gravity, and Varia is like free, right? But I get it. It's a little slow. I just personally like to have that extra item. Anything that possibly speed me up a little bit here in wreck ship. It could even be speed, right? I think that's my biggest concern. Is if I don't have speed, I really don't like that risk.
Yeah, there's so many locations. Like it just being one location there. I think you're better off just playing your routing as optimally as possible, and if it's something like that, then well, that sucks.
Andy's taking a lot of hits here. He's got to be careful.
Yeah, Andy does not do Phantoon first in his SM runs, so this is a pretty difficult boss. He's got a little bit more health than he would in that route, but not a lot. Phantoon does hit pretty hard. He's for 40 energy without any suits.
Okay, there we go. He's fine. Oh no.
Try the air Doppler.
Yeah. There we go. He got lucky there with another fast, just kind of bail him out on that. Like it was just a little off on the timing for the super, but he got it back. Good work. Ooh, I love that item from Ivan's side. That early bow, quote unquote early, that now puts that Eastern crystal in line. Don't have a lamp for it, but don't care. Crystal dungeon, 3 items plus another 3 at Sash. I like that a lot right now.
Yeah, and he's got the sword too, which does make the dark room a little bit easier as well. It can be pretty nasty without a sword, actually, just because there's a lot of stuff in there.
There's strats around it, right? But yeah, no, I agree. It's always
like
better with a sword.
Like having 8 health and blue mail, yeah, that's a pretty good strat around
Well,
it.
Jaguar's hit for like full health, anyways, right? So
Still
we do
not
get a
yeah,
red
it's
king. It
already-
actually has something. Wow.
in
Where
before
can I get
Meyer
these seeds?
in before Meyer and Total Rock or pendants.
Breaking news: tournament seeds apparently have items in rec shit. Good to know. Oh! There we go.
Yeah,
This is just tilting me now, honestly.
so this is when, you know, if you are thinking about a skip, this is when you would do it, right? Where you find 2 items like that early on. So would you be skipping the situation? Or
Absolutely not, 0%, dude. Absolutely not. You just got Pearl, right? But you don't have like Hammer Glove or like that 2/3 kind of, you know, kind of thing to balance with an Eastern Sash or Escape. I would totally do all rec ship here.
Yeah, the problem is, like you said, neither of those items actually progress us immediately. They're both required items, obviously, assuming both Turok and Meyer aren't pendants. But they do not open up any more checks right now.
And going back to that Schrodinger's cat scenario, like what happens if Ivan finds like Gravity or Varia? Does he like pass up on rec ship for now? Probably. So that can put him away from that Pearl as well. So getting that earlier is definitely better in Andy's case. Seeing that bomb capacity, you're gonna reset on the safety save that I didn't quite see him take. But
Yeah, I saw him take it.
Okay, cool. And I've been getting Ice Beam actually at Sash Cave. Imagine you could have had ice this whole time.
I would just turn it off. It's absolutely, it gets in the way if you do.
Yup.
It's your only beam. Just turn that shit off.
Like, yeah, wave plasma is not bad, right? Or even plasma ice isn't that bad in most rooms, but yeah, I prefer like if I have like wave plasma, yeah. Early game, everything just melts. Oh, oh, that's a great place for that item. You saw that, right?
No, I didn't. Actually, I looked away. I looked at chat for like a second.
Yeah, Ivan just got a speed booster.
Oh, there we go. Yeah. So that all that Death Mountain was actually in logic then. We just didn't know about it at the time.
Yeah, we kind of assumed, right? Seeing the hook
Yeah.
shot there, nice clip through the robot there. Actually, using some hundo strats there.
I wouldn't be doing that on his cell phone.
I wouldn't either, but you know what? He's like, hey, this is faster. Oh wait, I'm almost dead. He's got space jump though for bowling. Like it's not that bad to be that low.
Yeah, I was.
Just don't hit the crab on the way down.
I was worried about him getting through attic, honestly, but he did a very good job there.
Also, I've been getting a glove as well. He's just wow. This is the dream route for Ivan right now. This is gonna put him on a good pace, I think. If he dodges a suit here, he goes rec ship next and gets Pearl, right? And then plus whatever else Sandy might uncover here at this point.
Yeah, well, got to keep on Andy's screen, especially an eye out for maybe like another glove or the hammer here. Andy's best case scenario is like there being something up here, and Ivan is tempted to skip it because of he already, you know, in his situation he would have the glove. Although I guess the Moon Pearl still doesn't technically progress you at that point. It's certainly a lot closer to having all of Dark World open.
Yeah, I can see Ivan maybe having more of a leeway to skip. I think it's still this early. I don't think it's that good of a play though.
I mean, we got to be
typically
running.
What I'll see, I was gonna say, is typically what I see is people either don't do rec ship or they do it full at this stage of the game. Like, that's pretty much what it comes down to.
Yeah, but he could easily run into a hammer or something, find that Moon Pearl, and then it becomes a lot more attractive.
Right.
Because I mean, you got to with 2 out of 3 of Dark World. I mean, we can always get a surprise suit, but you got to think Dark World's going to be is kind of the next big thing to get opened up here. See how Ivan does this Dark Room. Like I said, a little tricky. There's a couple of like can strats you can use.
He's using them. Oh,
whoa, rogue.
That's why you want to take care of the friends first.
The rogue Popo.
Okay, he got it. He just wants to. Yeah, he doesn't really want to worry about fairy. He's just gonna reset the room.
Yeah, actually, I think that's a really smart idea. This room, the popos just have completely random RNG. If you anger the other Igor, the room just become a mess. So
Got through very clean second time. That's good. You almost got a little bit of trouble with the popos again, but dodged it.
yeah, and I didn't see what Annie found in the back of Rex ship.
There
Well,
is that suit. That would have made Rex ship like a lot easier, and I don't think faster, but he definitely wouldn't have been as health conscious. Like he might have incorporated a little bit more, like just riskier strats. But again, it's not really. It was gravity that actually would have funny my point, but I guess Very is not that big of a deal. He made it through just fine.
yeah, the main thing gravity helps is with spiky room of death. Although honestly, it doesn't even really change it that much unless you're going to skip the save scum.
It is less damage in like wreck ship in general though too, right? But again, yeah. Like if they didn't have space and they got that after, that would have been pretty funny though.
Yeah, without
like
the space, it would have been it would have been pretty nasty.
Okay, well Andy's going through Red Tower. He's got 2 avenues, and one of them's gonna be X-ray down. The other one is gonna be retro, and I'm thinking he's gonna do retro at this point. He might do X-ray up to retro too. Like I guess that's definitely a thing, but we'll see.
He may be. I mean, and if I was him, I'd want to be. You know, he doesn't have the Eastern knowledge, but I'd be looking at maybe pushing this Varia. So yeah, he may just be going straight down there. It's kind of the problem with his route. Like if you normally you find that Varia there, you just kind of go back out the front to Length of the Pass, and then go back into Norfair. But since he's sort of isolated some of these things, due to his power bomb count before, he's got to clean him up a little bit. So he may just end up going down. This is why I don't like the retro or the Burn Star into Kraid, is it isolates these checks pretty badly.
It does. So at this point, this is the unfortunateness, is like we'll see how Andy reacts to this, and yes, he just forgot about X-ray at this point. But
yeah, he definitely did.
It's fine. It's fine. Didn't have anything for him, so it's not really gonna hurt him. It just that just kind of tells me like you've already made that kind of miss already. Oof. I've been gonna full commit on Link to the Past. I kind of like it. It's nice and safe. He's already found a lot in this early stuff, so don't push your luck, I guess. And speed really it doesn't really open anything other than what he's already done. So he's still looking for clues at this point.
Yeah, I think, you know, Andy might be thinking, oh, I want to push this Varia, but just based on, like, you know, coming out of Wreck Ship, the fact that these locations kind of isolated, just wants to clean this up because there's not really going to be a better time to do it.
Yeah.
I'll also get to see if this the Billy Mays that Ivan skipped was something.
I think that could be really bad news, but we'll see.
Yeah, honestly, with him skipping Billy Mays and getting that speed, I almost would have wanted to see Ivan just clean it up right now.
I don't think he does. He might on like, but it's like Shaft Supers works upways, right? Like you have to go all the way down through Moonfall or Fall, and then climb back up and then fall back down again. It just kind of sucks, but we'll see. He might even push Waterway with that if he did that. Like that's how I can see him.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I would do the 2 Billy Mays checks he skipped up and go down to Waterway, and then if it's nothing, you just reset, and then you're right back on the ship. So it's
like
not too terrible.
Really tight. Okay, and yeah, just power bombs. So that was the third thing that it could have been. Yep.
Yeah, so Ivan could have.
Yeah, there's no one making that away though.
Oh, no one in this tournament.
I hope not. But also, like, I guess you could have forgot to and just got lucky, kind of thing. But yeah. All right, Ivan's out of escape. I don't know if Dark Crest has that map or not, or a key. I wasn't really paying attention to the items, to be honest. But I'll say that I trust his judgment. And let's see where he goes from here. I think he's gonna go wreck ship now.
Yeah, because neither of these guys have skipped anything so far.
That's kind of bad too, because you'd want him to do that cleanup. Yeah, he kind of. I don't know. I'm not surprised going wreck ship here, honestly, in his shoes.
Yeah, he does have the speed booster now, so he can full clear it. It's one of the other things with wreck ship you're worried about. Isolating the one check, but you can scout it, so it's not gonna really bite you. It's just gonna lose you some time.
Yep.
Not sure why he's shining over there when he's got space jump.
That's why. I'm proud of you, Ivan. This man knows.
No, I'm saying the first shine. He's just got space jump. He could have just gone space jumped over the moat.
All right, so
yeah, I've been remembering
to
will
go next
out.
With this. Honestly, probably just routes to the portal. What do you think? Probably portal and then
yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think he was thinking Norfair, but just wanted to clean this stuff up because there wasn't really gonna be a better time for it. Wow, this is also interesting fight from Ivan. You don't. It's not a terrible. I mean, if you find a suit right there, right, like it opens up so much. Like, it didn't take you too long to get over there in wreck ship. I actually don't think this is that terrible. There's not a lot of items I'd make this play for. A suit is one of them.
I was gonna say if he goes left, well, let's see where he takes this. Does he go to the portal? No, he's gonna go down. He's gonna do cleanup. That's what he's gonna do. But yeah, I know he's already there. I probably just
do this cleanup.
I think it's better just to do Fantoon. If you catch that and you want to leave, at least just do Fantoon, and then you got Worker Robot, right, and then the second supers, the wreck ship supers.
Yeah, I could get a little bit more behind this play if he could do all of Norfair, like including lower Norfair. Just go ahead and okay, I can just do all this. Let me just go do this.
But mind you, arming Ivan with speed this early in SM is really unfair too. So
I mean, speed without high jump is actually pretty awkward. So it's not that unfair.
He'll be fine.
Yeah, he'll be fine. But I'm saying this is still, for a guy who plays as much SM as he did, it's a bit of an awkward loadout.
God, it's like you're talking you're watching Maniacal 42 race or something.
Oh my god.
Got him.
You're just really happy you could somehow burn both of us with one comment. That's.
You know what? I'm smiling ear to ear right now, guys.
Oh, yeah, I know. I can see it.
Just taste it. Taste the smile. You're like, I'd rather not, please. Thank you. All right, Ivan. Yeah. He's just gonna route in SM Norfair Deluxe.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if the hammer or the mitts are here, because this is pretty easy to break early on.
Okay, well, Andy gonna get his bow here in Waterfall Cave. Gonna follow up with the Zord checks. Not gonna get too much from that. I think he just falls suit. Just does what Ivan did. Basically, the last 8 or 10 or so minutes in Link to the Past. Oh, yeah, he didn't see that.
Yeah, I mean,
okay, there
Andy, there is always the lure of doing the pod into Eastern play, and he did get that suit. So he may not do Eastern right now. I mean, really that bow does not put anything new into Logic and Eastern. All the stuff that Ivan got didn't require the bow. It just kind of hinted him over there. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Andy does actually go to Norfair right now.
I get it, but if he's picking Eastern versus Escape, including Stash as 3 items, and now he has that bow for Crystal Eastern, he's gonna pick Eastern 100%. I get the allure, but if he doesn't have hammer for that potential combination, he's not gonna worry about it.
Yeah, I'm just saying it almost makes more sense to chase Varia, which unlocks so much more than just bow, which unlocks logically nothing right now. But he isn't going to make the Eastern play. A little surprised Ivan's actually starting with Croc here. Usually, if anything, you'll see Upper Norfair and then just Croc to escape, but
no, I like this one. So
starting with Croc, why?
Yep. Yeah, because then you can run it more naturally as a loop. So if you know Croc escape is nothing, you just loop in Croc first into Bubble into Cathedral, back to the exit. Or if you score like Gravity or High Jump, then you can take that to LN as a package, right? It's also nice and early.
Oh, right.
Ivan's been playing pretty tight.
Yeah, he came down here with the Ice Beam.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean this makes sense. God, skipping shields. What if something?
You should be more worried about that. It sounds like you're like way more concerned about the shields at this point.
What if something throws a spear at you? You're gonna lose some frames.
What if? What Apathy is like afraid to tell people is he just wants it for lineups. I think that's why he wants that shield.
That's not part of the reason.
Hey, we got a shovel. Maybe sorta could be something. Probably not, but we'll find out. Andy getting his speed. Probably hates seeing it after Wreckship and and Bryn done, but them's the breaks.
Yeah, it's the thing with besides it being progression, same with the boots and A Link to the Past. You just always hate getting them late because it literally will speed you up from having it. So it could have been speeding your opponent up, just putting you in a little bit of a hole early.
Yeah, it's a really nice Eastern though, honestly. Like getting both speed and the glove there. I've been getting Master Sword there, so that's a reward enough. That's pretty good.
Yeah,
stab honestly from Croc area.
Honestly, the seed giving them bow early was was just a favor because again, it's not bow locked. The bow just kind of made them want to come here, and they were able to get these items. So if bow was somewhere out much deeper in the seed, you'd be hating the seed, right? Because it's like, oh, of course, there's stuff in Eastern.
Yep, because then it's a forced dip, potentially forced dip, right? Depending on where the other glove is.
I mean, logically, right now, it is a double dip unless a lamp pops up somewhere in this sphere.
Yeah, but that allure of the crystal is way too strong. I get it. I wonder if Ivan attempts to do high jump list to LN at this point. Again, just thinking, we'll see what's here in Bubble.
I mean,
I guess it has to be progressive at this point because we've pretty much done everything else except for Waterway. So
yeah. Did he skip? Because he came back down.
No, he didn't do Waterway. I don't believe.
No, that's really weird then. But yeah, there's got to be. I mean, really, either the hammer, the mitts, or gravity down here. Really need something. I mean, it could be the shovel. Obviously, could just be the hammer, right? We did find that, but this has got to lead to something.
Could be that fun lamp. So that would put Monster Agamemnon in logic.
Oh right, we do.
I would imagine both players do high jump lava dive to avoid that. But we'll see.
I haven't seen Andy do it. I don't know if he can or not.
I think he can, but I don't think I've seen him ever do it. It's like it's not easy. Like even if you know exactly what to do, there's just a lot of things that can go wrong in that, particularly with low health. Although Ivan has like a lot of ammo for CF to continue it, so
yeah, and it's a lot. It's a lot easier in Rando with the reduced environmental damage too. So, I think at this the problem with the high jump plus is it basically requires a specific setup with K going off the Namahe fireball. So it's pretty much going to be a one and done no matter what, though.
The Keiko's like so weird though. It's like one of those things you get like first try the first time, and then you mess up. Like you mess up, it's on the jump. And then, oh, there's your gravity. All right,
yeah.
so basically the rest of us, I'm cool.
Yeah. So now, I mean, now he's doing lower Norfair. I expect him to take this back door.
All right, Duck. I'm gonna quiz you here. Okay, I'm gonna quiz you. Where do you go next? Do you go LN or you go Meridia?
I just said we're going to LN. He's right here. He's got 35 supers. Lower Norfair is completely linear. Like doing full clearing lower Norfair is so much easier than full clearing Meridia. Like the amount of time, like lower Norfair is like Eastern, right? Or like Thieves Town. It doesn't really benefit from doing go mode. Where Meridia benefits a lot. So I would definitely do lower Norfair first. And you're sighing, and I would love to hear your reason why.
Meridia opens up Dark World access, so I would definitely.
Not for Ivan, it doesn't.
Not for Ivan, it doesn't. Are you sure about that?
I'm pretty sure because he doesn't have the Moon Pearl. Because remember, he skipped Wreck Ship.
Well, see you later. Going to LN.
But even then, I would still do it because the thing about that is such a one-way trip. You don't want to abandon anything. Like let's say Mitts are in K45 and Mirror is in Lower Norfair, right? If you do Meridia to Dark World first, you're hosed, right? So I just think I don't know where I was going now.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with the call now. Like if you're in his situation, he might go to Wreck Ship actually. He's just saving.
Yeah, I'm not sure what his plan. I just figured right after he found that gravity in wave, he could have just gone the PRKD route down to Lower Norfair.
Maybe just thinking things through and decided, yeah, LN makes more sense in his situation.
Yeah, I think this is just a double clutch.
Yep. No, but again, it totally makes sense that you explained it. Like the Pearl was the missing part of information. I was thinking, like, if he has Pearl, Meridia definitely makes the most sense because you can just. I know, I get it. It's a PITA to kind of go through all of it. They don't technically have logical plasma, but they can do it with speed. But it does net him Dark World.
Even if you had Pearl, I'd still do this first. I don't know.
I would definitely do Meridia over that, personally. I get it. Like, I'm thinking 2/3 Mire, I might not be able to go in, which is a detriment. I don't have a fire source for Mire either. I don't have a mirror to chain in maybe Desert and Scout.
Ivan doesn't have Kane either, so. Or the Moon Pearl. You know, a lot of stuff. That's I guess he could put a fairy in the bottle and then do the revival, right? And then
but he might not even. That's. I don't even think that's. It's not allowed.
Yeah, it is. Overworld. Sure. With all the Link to the Past rules. Yeah, it's just the overall bunny revival. It's allowed.
I'm gonna have to talk to the council later about that one.
Hey, you retired, man. So would you do GT here? Is the other question. Because I hate doing it with these low missile counts. Are you going straight to Ridley?
Probably. Well, if I had Pearl, I would check my reset first, obviously. But yeah, no. I don't mind the GT play, but if I was gonna scout GT, I would scout it first or do left side first like that. And now he's gonna lose grapple, so it's not bad, honestly. It would have been good for farming on GT.
This is resetting there is interesting.
Did he save at the elevator or no? He did not.
Nope.
Okay.
No, I never actually thought about saving the elevator. That's a good idea.
Yeah, that's a play you can do. Is if you don't have committal to Mire and you're just like, you know what, I want to scout this, and if it's nothing, you can just reset the elevator and then go down vanilla. So he might be just refilling for LN too, which I kind of like because now it's gonna prep him for Ridley anyways. Yeah. So even though he resets here, like I think it's still net almost because you gotta incorporate like a farm on GT and then another farm after on the Rippers. So
yeah,
I do like the reset, but if it was a little, obviously if you saved that elevator, it'd probably be better. But yeah,
he should have just done when he came all the way out, right? He should have done this then. So clearly just not thinking all the way things all the way through. I mean, it is really tricky to figure this stuff out just on the fly like this. So
Yeah,
we'll see where he ends up going next. I mean, he's got literally he's got 3/4 of SM left. He's still his wreck ship. He's got Lower Norfair, and he's got all of Meridia.
it's funny. I actually am really surprised Ivan bailed hard on wreck ship though, just because like the races I've normally seen him in, he'll like prioritize it, but I don't know if it's just something where he's been watching races and he's seeing like a lot of it not having anything. I'm not sure. Maybe it could have been the suit where he's just like, see ya, because it did open, and to his benefit, it opened up to gravity, which opens up both Meridia and LN at this point in logic.
Yeah,
right?
except unfortunately for him, it opened up Meridia, which if you had the Moon Pro, opened up Dark World. So
right,
yeah.
Again, I know it sucks, but thinking in his shoes, you're putting yourself in his shoes. He probably feels like a routing god right now. I would honestly.
Oh yeah,
like,
yeah.
I just dodged wreck ship and I got Meridia to gravity. Man, I feel like a genius, right? But
I think the big thing's going to matter is if he is going to, like, let's say Hammer or Mitz is either in Lower Norfair or Meridia. And Meridia, it's not Meridia Dark World Access Seed. Will depend on how good that play is for him. If it's Meridia Dark World Access Seed, then I think he dodged a big, dodged his progression pretty hard. If it's just Mitz down here, then it's going to force him into wreck ship sooner than later, anyways. And you so often full clear SM in these. I don't think it's too big of a deal. But if it's Meridia Dark World Access, I think it'd hurt him a bunch.
Yeah, Andy's going ahead to LN here. I understand. Oh, maybe he's just going to cross. Detour. I was gonna say I kind of understand if he does go there because he could loop it in after Croc. With having 2/3 and Kane, I don't know.
He's also got a healthier super count, so he could more easily do GT and. Andy can also, a little bit more comfortable with some of the Link to the Past glitches. Maybe can do the damage boost into Mire Shed, something like that. Maybe snag something there.
So I would say the thing for Andy is if he does go to Meridia, let's hope he ice clips Shaq, because I know, like, me personally, like, you can chime in. It's one of those things where if you like decide to do it or not, it's kind of a play, because you need grapple for it in logic. But we know where that grapple is, right? It's as logical access, we can get to it. So that could definitely have progression there as well.
Yeah, I kind of just made the rule a while ago that if I don't have grapple, I'm just not doing it, because it's such a slow check. Surprised Ivan's just not doing the shine strat here, especially because he's looking for supers to. Like with full beam, it is slower, but I'm pretty sure it's still faster than. Maybe supers are faster, but he is wasting supers that he definitely is going to want for this fight coming up.
Generally, you net, just because they typically will drop at least one percentage-wise. But yeah, no, I agree. I'm just really cozy on that. Even with full beam, I just like doing it.
Yeah, I've been opening up with a couple power bombs here.
Smart. Gets a little bit of extra damage there, saves on that super count. And he's got a bunch of missiles, but pumping missiles in really isn't as effective just because you're missing that ×2 damage.
Yeah, you need 6 missiles to equal 1 super, so it can be it's always surprising when it's like, I'm only down 5 supers. How many missiles could I possibly need? And you're like, oh, I need like 30.
A lot. Yeah.
It's like, geez.
A lot. The only times I've said that when I'm just like I'm on missiles, I'm like, oh, I can't be that many more. What is he? How is he not dead? And then you die. Yeah,
it's
great. This is a great boss, guys. Who is ahead? Apathy and Solsky are ahead right now.
Yeah, pretty nice Ridley fight, considering he didn't have those full supers, cleaning up very nicely. So we'll see if Andy makes that play that you've been screaming about.
I've really enjoyed this race so far. I don't know about you. Again,
yeah, no, it's
going back to that point. We haven't seen the caliber like this 1v1. We've seen some close races in the tournament, some really good close races, but just when you're talking like pound for pound, skill and knowledge of both games, like we haven't seen this in quite a while. So I'm really happy to see it in competitive.
I mean, it's been. I think the only critique I have on the Siege just from watching it is it's just going to be all SM, and then we're just going to live in A Link to the Past for the next 2 hours.
Yeah,
so I do like him as a little bit more back and forth because these guys are. I mean, Andy, if he makes this Meridia play, you know, he may get his Dark World access, may spend some time in A Link to the Past first, but we're pretty much going to see all of SM here, and then it's just going to be A Link to the Past from here on out. Which from a race perspective, you know, Andy does have the edge in A Link to the Past. So by the time it does transition to A Link to the Past, Ivan's going to need a little bit of a lead here to be able to take this one down.
I really hate that room with a jump, honestly.
I hate that room with anything. it's all terrible. Even
really, it's not that bad at all. With high jumps in like space, it's free for me. But I don't know.
I mean, I'm talking about going fast.
Yeah, so am I. It's one of my better room times for sure, I'd say. You know where I suck in my runs. It starts with a B and it starts with a D. I'll give you 8 guesses. Hey, look, a plasma beam.
Plasma after, at least it's before Dragon.
Yeah.
Although,
well, it's good for like now because they have the key hunters deal with, so they can do like iframe, but it just adds a lot of lag.
Yeah.
A lot of lag.
Yeah. Like, and without the charge beam just to clear them out.
I don't mind it, honestly. I don't mind it. I kind of like doing like a little pseudo deboost, but there's still room lag. Leave them alive though. Okay, so yeah, Andy electing Meridia. I think in his shoes, he's thinking, I want to flex on that Pearl and Wreck Ship. I want to get 2 Dark World ASAP. I have a lot of Dark World to do when I get there. I'm missing like the critical pieces. I'm missing a hammer. I'm missing a mirror. I'm missing a Titan mitt. But overall, like he's gonna be pretty happy with what he could do in kind of a first loop. In Dark World.
I mean, this is. We saw Lower Norfair didn't have anything. This is clearly going to be the correct play. Oh, I mean, it could be Mire Shed, right? Like something that Ivan wasn't able to do.
Like, it's that'd be hilarious. Funny though, really, when you think of it.
But like, I understand your point. I just would be so nervous with Lower Norfair being in logic like that, and like missing. It's like until you have true Dark World access, right? Just an easy, convenient way of getting back there. I'm so nervous about leaving anything behind and skipping out Lower Norfair, especially when it's fairly linear.
Yeah. Well, there's one thing that just kind of made that a little easier. Again, my thought process is twofold. A, it leads to Dark World. We know it's logical. We know we can get a Hammer Titans in Dark World. B, you could find items to get you there faster or be faster in LN. So that flute, like say even a screw attack, as memey as it sounds, it does make you a little bit faster in LN, just not having to deal with key hunters, just blowing right past them, eliminating some room lag, yada yada. Like less health to farm if you need to.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good point. It's just I feel like if LN was something like skipping it is something that just straight up loses you the seed.
That's
You have to like
that's a
do
real
North
nice
and Meridia
item
twice.
right there.
Yeah, a little on the late side to get it, but still happy to have it for Meridia.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I always love it when in these seeds it's like it's clearly Meridia Dark World access, and then just Mitzer and Meridia. Like, oh, never mind.
Yeah, Ivan's catching up fast on Andy here in Meridia.
Yeah, Andy showing off some nice hundo strats with that quick turn fall down to the D boost to the sand pit.
This is very nice. So Andy's gonna do the ice clip here. Do you want to explain it, or do you want me to kind of go through it?
I've done this once and I kept guessing until it happens. I'll go for it.
So basically, they have like I think it's a 2 or 4 pixel window with high jump. If they had X-ray, they can actually like kind of X-ray clip through as well, but he's gonna want to have that Poyo jump a little bit, kind of like that. I think that's actually a little too high. Yeah. But with high jump, you just kind of want a little bit off the ground. Without high jump, you want to have a little bit higher than that. It's like literally a pixel.
Yeah, this is. Well, I guess this is inline. We know where the grapple is.
Yep. There we go.
It'd make a lot more. It'd make a lot more sense for Ivan to do this. But with the added logic and like Shaq takes for so long, and that that ice clip's not easy either. It just wastes a bunch of time.
And he's just playing like very defensive, and Ivan is too to an extent. I think he was, and then that kind of went out the window when he got Varia. He's like, all right, I'm making a play. But yeah, it doesn't surprise me that Andy has done it, but it also won't surprise me that Ivan will do it for similar reasons, right? Because Ivan's seen the grapple, so he knows it's in logic.
Yeah,
Andy just wants to do it to get ahead of it.
Yeah, if I was in Ivan's shoes, I would definitely be doing it because I saw that grapple. Especially if I haven't found anything Meridia yet, I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna go ahead and do this.
Right.
But Andy, with as far as Andy knows, this is completely out of logic. Oh,
he's gonna want. Don't. He thought about it.
Wants
like, don't you dare, dude.
Oh
my god, that is. This, we have a gamer alert, guys. We have a gamer alert.
That is.
If that has something at bumper, he is not going to be happy.
That just feels like. Yeah, I mean, I guess Aga. Did he check Lumberjack? I know Ivan did. Did Andy?
He did not. But he has Master Sword. He's got Master Sword.
So it can only be bumper ledge. It's weird to play that defensive that you do that out of logic and then skip the fetch quest. Like, I get it, it sucks, but like I was saying before, that's a decision that doesn't win you the seed, but it certainly can lose you the seed. Unless he's going to like loop around and get it on the way out, I don't. Like, he could do.
There's zero chance he'll loop that back. He's
yeah.
Like, his pause there, like going into the mind of the Andy. He's basically he took like a good hot 4 seconds there and was like,
I could feel how dumb it sounded as it was coming out of my mouth. I'm like, no, that's dumb as hell.
Wow. But yeah, again, there's just an opportunity time cost there, right? Like, he knows he's saving time now by leaving it, but he knows it's going to cost him down the round like twice that.
Yeah, I guess for him it's out of logic. Grapple could just be in
right
or something. Obviously, it's not. It's in logic right now, but yeah, I feel like if you're going to skip that, I just preferred him just skipping the check period.
I know we joked about his plot armor earlier too, but my lord. We have an update. We have a real cutie professing his hate for Ivan. Cutie is mad, guys. Angry.
Those SM guys are worse than Mean Girls, honestly.
I could just imagine Cutie coming back with the follow-up start of, "Hey, man."
He's got the burn book.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I was gonna say, grab those, please. Thank you. It's a great full halfie, too. Ivan just a little too high on his... But...
Why did you say it before he did it?
Did I say Ivan with the nice full halfie, or did I say Andy? I said Andy with a nice full halfie.
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't say
because Andy just did it before Ivan. Did you think I said Ivan with a nice full halfie?
No, I heard nice full halfie, and I saw the quarter halfie. I'm like,
What? This commentary, guys, is going off the rails. Anyways, I saw Andy doing some 80% today. He did like a couple runs, and his drays were pretty good. So looks like he's just kind of working on that a little bit more too. And he's got supers. He's got 2 shines, and yeah, he's gonna kill him pretty quick here.
Yeah, Andy's been having some really nice Meridias lately.
He's not worried about the blue suit or anything like that. He's got space. He's fine. It's not really that much of a time save. I mean, it would be without space, obviously, but I'm saying in context of this in their gear. And Ivan's getting his blue suit.
Looks like he's not even gonna try to turn into a spike suit. Just gonna hold on to the. So yeah, it does look like this is going to be Meridia Dark World access. This is really going to bite Ivan. Then he's going to have to go back to the ship. He's going to find his Moon Pearl. He's going to have to come all the way back to Meridia. So it's going to be quite some time loss.
Interesting avenue we didn't really discuss yet. I get it that Andy has Dark World access, but let's not sleep on the fact that Ivan now has plasma. Why would he? Oh, I know what he's doing here. I know what he's doing. Okay. I was gonna say, why is he saving here? So he wants to save scum plasma at this point. Has Ivan done the sandpits, or I know he hasn't done Chak.
Yeah, I think he might just be routing it down. This is more like the traditional hundo routing that you can kind of do.
Like he'll do a little junior wample here, yeah, and then go through.
If he was doing the hunt, he would just go straight to the sand pit and then come up. So I don't know. This is some interesting routing here.
Well, so what he could do here, like if you had Pearl, like I like doing this route too, is you'll just scout plasma if that's the last thing, and then reset that save, and then you're like right back to the warp. You save like maybe like 25 seconds, I think, around there.
Yeah, it's this track is pretty long, so you save a bunch. Oh, Ivan.
So what he'll do is
Spark and not getting it.
Yeah. What he'll do here is he'll scout plasma. If it's nothing, he'll reset. He'll take the warp and then reset his console so he can get right back to ship for wreck ship. That's how he's gonna route it.
The speedrun guys always complain when commentators don't point out when they do something cool, but I also am going to point out when they miss something cool. So, was that morph ball bombs?
It was. That's really unfortunate. So it was an item, but it's an item. Obviously, they don't need Camfly. They have speed that can come through almost all those Camfly spots.
Space
and then
jump.
Obviously, they have space jump, right? That's going to get them through whatever speed couldn't. So.
And then spring ball to get them.
Unfortunate.
And a pile of power bombs. Like morph ball bombs really don't help. At this
I'm also thinking like logical sense, right? Like if you know morph ball bombs are there, that's like information if they didn't have space, but.
Yeah, it doesn't help logically.
Had space since like minute 4. So.
And it doesn't even help with speed, really, at this point. Or at least it doesn't help enough that it's worth carrying it. Like, if speed booster was there, right, you didn't have it, maybe you keep that, but...
Okay, so this is, like, a key point here. Is Andy's going to get that scout of bumper ledge. Ivan has not seen where Cape is, so... That could be a real bad time for Ivan if there's something there at this point. Like, it's bad for Andy, and he's gonna hate seeing it, but he's gonna love love it eventually, like, because he'll kind of figure things out in the post game what happens, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say skipping that as a play that could absolutely lose him the game, but because Ivan didn't even look at it. Oh, okay, so it's just not gonna matter.
Yeah, that would have been a very bad hurdle to break.
Yeah, but it's interesting to see a race like this because, like, if you're in Andy's shoes, right, and that was something, right, you'd be like, oh, like, I just lost the game, right? But like, you see, like, what Ivan ended up doing, and things he did was relatively sensible too.
Well, Andy he's very self-conscious of time in Meridia too. Like, I know I've seen him a couple times on stream where, like, he'll get a tempered sword in sandpit, and then he has another sandpit to check or to route to Dre, and he'll just reset it. And just, it's not worth the time, right? In most scenarios to keep that sword and then reroute. So it didn't surprise me that reset. It's pretty ballsy, but you know, it worked out, so that's good.
Yeah, you could definitely see him cursing in his head when he saw what it was.
Yeah.
It's funny that just the way the seed kind of turned out. Oh, that's also annoying. But yeah, it's just funny the way the seed turned out. It actually would have been good for Andy if something was up there at that point, because he could have just gone straight back, gotten it, and just be done with it. If it was Mitts, or if it was like the Dark World Access, that would be the ultimate, because you just have to turn around right now.
Yeah, so there's the Gina left for Ivan here. That's about it. We haven't run into, like, you know, Hammer, Mirror. Obviously, well, not in Ivan's case, we would have given him Dark World because he needs that Pearl still, but yeah, he's just gonna have to go out and do it, unfortunately.
Yeah,
at this rock cave either. Wow.
Like, it's not like he did half of Wreck Ship and like skip the top, in which case, like, you feel really bad going. He went to the first location and turned around. Like, I think if you're gonna make that play, you gotta, like, say, like, I gotta come back here sooner than later type of thing. So, like, even right now, I think you should just be going right to Wreck Ship, kill Fantoon. You got charged plasma now. You're gonna kill Fantoon really quick.
Yeah. I just wanted to point out, Apathy, that a lot of people in chat are saluting you right now.
I know. I was waiting for you to say something.
No, you were hoping I forgot, because I let it go this long, but Solski never forgets. Don't quote me on that, please. Alright, well, Duck is now left the chat.
Yeah.
Oh, there's the mirror. So that's Hera now, and that's some of those mirror locations that Andy has already walked by, mainly Graveyard. So he could get that back in, but I'd probably wait for Boots to want to combo in, like, in that.
The problem is, right now, you do not leave Dark World until everything is done.
Yeah.
So, like, he's gonna go to Hype Cave, right? Honestly, if Hype Cave was nothing, I would turn around and walk all the way up to Graveyard. At that point, it's just such. I mean, honestly, I would just do it now because that walk is so bad. Just bite the bullet. Just go up there and check it, because, like, when you're in Meridia Dark World Access, you have to play super conservatively because you do not want to miss the thing that gets you back here quickly.
Nice silvers. I think we're gonna see just Andy full commit to the loop though. He's gonna do all thieves, even though it's without the hammer. It's a really tough read, because of course, like, Titans or the hammer could be deep in Thieves Town anyways, but
he didn't do Skull. I would have.
Nah, he checked, like, or was that? No, he did check Skullwoods.
Oh, did he? Okay.
Yeah, he did.
I was looking at Ivan's time then.
But yeah, no, it's I mean, it's really tough to make that play, because if you don't find anything in Hype Cave, then you're committed to pod hammerless over Thieves Town and Crystal you can complete, and you're just trading a boss for an item potentially.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, that mirror is really annoying too, because it could be checkerboard cave, right? So we do have to go check that, but like, that's, you'd kind of put that off to the end. I mean, if you're used to, like, the regular Link to the Past randomizer, this is kind of like when you have Aga Dark World Access and you have to make that loop. where you really don't want to abandon everything because the walk back is so bad. But it's like that on steroids because you have to go. Not only do you have to do that, you have to go through Meridia.
Yeah.
So it's just you have to play pretty conservatively in these situations. Just clear everything.
No, I agree there. It's really unfortunate like, how it's kind of worked out for Ivan here at this point. Like, I get the sensibility behind it. I personally wouldn't do it, but like we were discussing, like, do you make that play? And you know what? The suit's a nice enough bait that I can understand it, right? Yeah, it's just a little unfortunate.
Because it was looking so much like Meridia Dark World access. I mean, I guess he didn't have the Pearl, so it's a little bit harder to read, but similar to like what I think you should have done. I think he should have come. I don't mind the Varius play too much because it's so early, but I think he's got to come back to wreck shit before he does Meridia then. Because it's really easy. You just reset and you're here, right? It's not that far of a trek. So, I mean, I've definitely been in Ivan's shoes where it's like, you make kind of like a cheeky play like that, and then it leads to something and leads to something else, and you just feel like a genius. And then it turns out, there was just, no, you needed to go 3 feet further for the one other thing.
So he's gonna see his cane first, by the way, and he's like, "Well, that doesn't help me." Now he's gonna see the Pearl, and that's just gonna make things so much worse. Because, again, we'll go back to that option, and this is the nightmare for him: is that he lost Marshed and Meyer potentially, right? So even without the fire source, you still have a chance to be able to half clear it and kill Vidi. We know it is a pendant now with Andy dipping, but we do not know that medallion department just yet. And Archie is does he double down or does he? I don't know how he's gonna play this, honestly.
Again, with it being Meridia Dark World access, and it's pretty obvious.
He's gonna save. Okay, so he's not gonna double down.
God, I hate the save scum when he's got gravity and space. Just go get the item.
I get it, Duck, and I do it too, but it's honestly, if there's nothing there, you still save time with the save scum. It's just if there's something there, it's just like what, 9 seconds, 10 seconds, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. I just if you're worried about dying, yeah, just save. It makes complete sense. But if it's relatively quick to get there, I don't know. It just
Let's just call it a blind 90-10. 90% of the time you're gonna save time on that save scum. 10% it just sucks.
It's true. I guess more often than not, it is not something just with relative amount of progression items in this game.
So Katie, you bring up a good point of reloading takes forever, but if you use the I'll give you guys a hot tip. If you do use those the controller hotkeys, you actually do reset faster. Don't use this against me, Hatch, please. But yeah,
I mean, I know you're on NT. Like, I've always just been setting on the NT function. It's faster than even that.
Well, that's just cheating.
How is that?
It's not cheating. I'm just memeing on you. It's fine. Really nice. Really nice. Oh, there it is. Nice. Really excellent attic by Ivan. Just had a bit of a trolley key hunter there, but
I can't believe I didn't watch Cutie's video.
Thanks for the tip. I'll use it against you when I see you in the semi. Sorry about your luck, Duck.
Oh, right. No, he's got to beat me. Well, I mean, no, I'll probably just lose to someone else. I'm going to lose the total this week.
He's gonna like change the seat on you midweek like he does with me. Solsky winning the tournament? I don't think so.
If total wins, it's gonna be. I'm gonna have to check that functionality.
Yeah, no, I think it'll be fine. Don't worry.
Yeah, so Andy's still not really finding anything. And we still have Hype Cave Could be that mirror too. Yeah, if it's like Hera, that's really annoying because again, you want to play really conservatively. You find that one item and it forces you to leave this area.
Okay, so we have an SMZ3 admin actually in chat asking and saying that we need to have a 2v2 tournament happen again. I agree with the one condition that we have to have Cutie and Duck mic'd up on the side channel so I can just laugh every time they yell at each other. That'd be fantastic.
No, we don't yell at each other. We just like get confused at what we skip. Did anyone check Waterway?
Or Dark Cross. The
You guys-
the GDQ classic.
Look, you said it wasn't anything. We were cheating.
That was definitely
we
one of
were
my
lied
favorite.
to.
That was definitely one of my favorite events of GDQ, honestly, was that race. The best part was no one won.
No, that was such a dumb seed.
Well, we only stopped because like Andy got 1.0'd, right? So we're just like, yeah, we already won, whatever.
Yes, Hype Cave. It's either Hype Cave or it's got to be this mirror is going to lead to something.
Again, could be Hera. Could be that dreaded one chest in Swamp that's available from Hammerless. We do see the lamp there, so that is Dark Room access. That kind of favors Pod a lot more, honestly. Because now I have like the Dark Maze, I have the Dark Ruby Room now in Logic. Yeah, of course you have that bow, so you're not going to get any kind of key lock shenanigans going on.
I think, yeah, you gotta stick with the playing conservatively here. He may even be playing this this one item in Swamp. Yeah, I think he is. Again, this is like the only situation where you would potentially do this, just because it's getting stuck on this loop is so bad.
Okay, well, we see Ivan going down here. I think he's cleaning up Retro now. I don't remember if he did it earlier. But the good news is that he will eventually get this into Waterway, which I believe we have not seen yet.
God, wouldn't it be if like Waterway was just Hammer or Mitts?
Oh, you know what? Honestly, that would probably just even up the race from Ivan having to double dip Meridia.
I don't even know if that would even it up so much as just put Ivan in the lead at that point. Like,
but again, like Andy doesn't really have too much to do without that Hammer Titans, right?
Yeah, I guess he's getting to. He's just got so few things left at this point. He'd run into it sooner or later. But yeah, it would more or less even it up.
If it's anything, it'll probably be Titans though, just because like at this point, Hammer doesn't really open up much, whereas Titans like opens up a lot. And then they all, of course, they have the Mire Shed Mire play potential now, and with the lamp found, now Andy has full Mire if he has access to it. Well, sorry, he has all 3 medallions, so he has access to it. So yeah, he can just do Mire and Mire Shed now, and Checkerboard Desert.
I missed where Quake had to be.
That's what he was
early on.
Quaking?
Dark World, I completely missed it.
Yeah. Wait, sorry, what was it?
I said Quake was in Dark World somewhere.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't think any SM player remembers this is a gray door until you get over to it and see it's gray, because you never come to it normally. You're like, oh right. Yep. Every time it's like, oh, I'll just come through here. And you're like, oh yeah. Yeah, I think. Yeah, I mean, I'm surprised. You know, if Andy, I'm surprised he didn't go into Pod. There's
come on,
pretty much everything but Helma is in Logic and Pod, and like we said about playing conservatively, if it's Mitts in there, which feels kind of likely at this point, he's got to re-dip Meridia to get over there, or he could kill Aga.
Yeah. So if I'm Andy, I'm worried about maybe how Ivan wrote it. I'm worried that he might have prioritized LM, which he did, for different reasons, but he did, and he might have already had that that information on Meyer in Meyer's shed. But what he also might be thinking is he could probably do left side as well, where Ivan may have not been able to, depending on where Fire Rod is, right?
That's true. I forgot Andy didn't do lower Norfair. He could be thinking he read this wrong, and then it's the answer was it was not a Meridia Dark World, and the answer is lower Norfair.
Yeah, I think he does Hera first. Yeah, he's gonna maybe. It just depends if he takes.
Yeah, I think he's finish off
We'll
your
see.
play first.
Nope, he's gonna go on.
Okay, never mind. Oh, Hera's a pendant. Yeah,
It's not that bad though, especially with Hair Pot. But yeah, no. I don't want to play. It's more items. You got the you can full clear Meyer. Very good chance you're probably gonna find Hammer in Meyer area, if not Meyer itself at this point, if it's missing this long, or Titan Mitt. But we'll have to wait and see. Ivan's gonna just have to. I don't know how Ivan's gonna open up here. Maybe he does the same route as Andy.
If it's checkerboard K, then oof, that's real bad for Ivan.
In general, it will be right because Ivan would have to double dip lower Norfair as well. So he essentially lost that advantage. So like how Andy was able to go to Dark World in one trip, Ivan could have went to the Meyer shed in one trip, but he didn't have the pearl.
Yeah, if it's checkerboard, it's pretty close to game over for Ivan, honestly. But I mean, it's honestly the most likely place right now feels like pod, especially like you were saying with that lamp. The biggest thing that we haven't seen that lamp opens up is all those dark rooms in pod. You know, pod without hammer is really annoying, but it just, I mean, Meridia Dark World is annoying. I feel like you should just probably finish off that play.
Right. I do want to stress out that it does, or stress, sorry, is that it does open up Meyer completely too. So again, it's you want to go to hammerless pod. That's a crystal and could have your hammer there. Or do you want to do the LN play and then the Meyer? You're pretty much forced into a Meyer desert dip, where you might not be able to be able to complete the pendant, but might not be able to complete the crystal.
And it's likely we're going to get a go mode hammer in this seed. I mean, what do we need? Hammer and fire rod, right? And maybe boots.
Mitts.
Yeah, but those have got to show. We've been saying those have got to be up soon, right? Like,
and he sees his grapple.
Picks it up for some reason.
Do you think he's doing one of his no's? Do you think he's doing like that, or?
Well,
actually, no. I guess not, because
yeah, that's what I'm saying. He knows. Yeah, I don't even know why he picked it up. Like, I guess farming before Ridley, but he's got 60 supers here, so who cares?
You know what? Just let him have it, all right? Maybe it's like a security blanket for him. You don't know these things.
Brain.
All right, so I've been making the play the pod. It's the right play. I think in his shoes. It's unfortunate he doesn't have the land for it. That's going to slow him down a little bit.
Yeah, I think I would, in general, prefer this after the loop because you just come back in here, you know, just flipper enter after finishing Hype Cave. I mean, again, it makes sense. Like I said, just play conservatively. This is ultra conservatively, but it looks like it's probably going to pay off. It could also be, you know, Ivan could be feeling like way behind, and he maybe just hoping that this is it. And honestly, like I think this is where it's going to be. So
I don't mind the play either way, honestly, because it's kind of two schools of thought of what you do on that Meridia exit. Is do you go to pod or you just ignore and then come back later? But eventually, most times you do it. Andy, in his case, he didn't hit Titans in all the checks that we did, so probably gonna come back here anyways.
At Spacer for Andy is actually not terrible. If he's a couple super short on Ridley, it can help him clean up the fight a little bit. We'll stumble into right afterwards, but actually getting it pre-Ridley is a benefit.
It is, but again, like you outlined with this super count, it's not as big of a factor.
Yeah, I mean, he may not even turn it on if he ends up just doing Ridley, having Ridley. Okay, so Desert may be boots locked here, so we'll find out shortly if the seat is boots required or not.
And it
And
is.
so that's one more. So we need boots, fire rod, hammer, and that's it. We just need 3. You know, it feels like, oh man, this is a bootsless lead. We haven't had a boots for so long. It's been in A Link to the Past. It's really not that bad.
I don't know if I like that from Andy. I don't know if I like the disrespect
Oh,
on Meyer, honestly.
Yeah, it's like I was saying before. When you're in these situations, you know, light world or dark world Meridia access. I mean, I guess the only thing it could be in Meyer that it really hurts you is if it's mitts. But you know, it could. That's what we're looking for. That's what we think the next item is going to be. So we said Ivan is in pod. We know it's not going to be lower Norfair. Could be in Meyer, in which case it's still going to be missing just for a long time here. And there we go. So Ivan getting the mitts first. That I don't think quite evens. It's pretty close to evening up the seed, honestly. Ivan still needs to do Thieves Town. It's going to be a pod double dip unless Hammer is also in here. It doesn't make sense to finish off pod while you're in here. The big key can just kind of be an annoying location. Probably have to full clear anyways. Then when you come back, you can just go straight to the back. So it's not too terrible. Just might as well finish it off while you're here. Yeah, so probably a bit of luck that Andy ended up avoiding Meyer. He is going to be forced back through Meridia. So, I mean, Ivan had to do Meridia twice. Andy's going to end up having to do it twice, too. So that kind of comes out in the wash. So, yeah, I mean, that was really the big reason Ivan was behind, was that extra Meridia dip that he had to do. So I think Andy maybe still with a little bit of a lead here. He's going to be forced back to pod relatively soon. But Ivan really put himself right back in this race with that find.
So see, we get Titans and pod.
Yeah, it was in vanilla big key.
Okay,
and
so
Screw Attack was also there. But whatever.
You probably. Okay, I was gonna say you probably talked about it, but that gives Ivan that time back, so he can just flute to
Andy,
Meyer now.
At this point, Andy's gonna have to, like I said, Andy's gonna have to double dip Meridia, which is really Andy's big advantage, is that he had avoided that, but
right,
not anymore. So Andy does have the one dungeon lead right now, although you know Ivan does have this really killing pocket that Andy's going to be getting right here. So I mean, it's pretty close. Just because I think Andy's going to be forced back to bots soon enough, I think Andy maybe still has a little bit of advantage here. Ivan had a lot of just inefficient routing to get to this point.
Titans are big though.
Yeah, that's
mainly
really
because it now unlocks Darkwold Death Mountain as an option ahead of left side if he really wants to play that. Because no hammer, no fire rod. I can see putting that off ahead of that. So we'll have to see what he decides to do.
Yeah, I think Ivan's kind of in the wrong nook and cranny here.
Yeah, yes. Did he just leave it?
Yep, he did. Yeah, that's kind of unfortunate. I think he got the basement. I'm not entirely sure. Yeah, it looks like he's going to be taking us right to Dark Death Mountain. If nothing else, he doesn't have a Quake, so he's also going to be able to pick up this Turtle Rock Scout, let him know if he's going to need that. Scout's actually, I think, undervalued a little bit, especially when you're pretty close to go mode like this. Just knowing whether or not you need that last medallion is pretty big.
Hey, Duck, do you think with those 19 sword slashes, Ivan was not too happy with that? Leaving those behind?
No, I think it was unrelated.
Okay. All right, I don't know about you, but I do like this play ahead of West Dark World. Thoughts?
Literally just talked about this.
Sorry, I'm eating combos. I must have zoomed out.
So nothing in Super Bunny Cave. We still Spike Cave is still going to be cut off. Ivan doesn't have the mirror, won't be able to combo in Hera here at all. So that's also a little bit unfortunate for him. Granted, it's a pendant. It may not be anything. May not be able to go in there.
Mm-hmm. Hammer time? Hammer time?
This point, like
hammer time?
Like we don't really have a lot left. None of the items left really open up that much. So whatever we find next is just kind of going to be random, more or less, I guess. Okay, so we do have the ether. Yeah, so it's ether for both. So don't have to worry about medallions. Not that we had to really worry about them anyways. So, surprising nothing was on Dark Death Mountain. It may be, if it's Mire, that's really big for Ivan.
I wouldn't really be too surprised at this point. I'm a little worried it's Hidden Pod. Because he did have 2 items left in there. Obviously, one of them could have been... One of them definitely in that Dark Maze.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
It's a little weird. Ivan's coming here. He's got to do, Thieves Town is a crystal, and then he can also do the Smith sequence while he's over there. I mean, he doesn't have the mirror, but he doesn't know this, but he'll find it right there. But that's really the other big thing the myths open up. I guess those 2 items to check is pretty quick. So I was more thinking he was looking at Meyer already.
I think you just want that quick follow up, honestly, and he got it.
Yeah, when you're watching, sometimes it's hard to remember. Like, oh, this is nothing. So why are you doing this?
Yeah.
Graveyard Ledge was something else that Andy did abandon. Getting that mirror in here. I mean, we really wouldn't be too surprised if it's on Smiths at this point. Although without hammer, it's only 2 checks. So yeah, I guess Smiths and Meyer are pretty much equally as likely. Hey, guess what location Andy remembered about?
He's doing his oh god bit right now. I'm sure.
We're gonna get a...
It's kind of funny that it's coming back to it this late. Be like, okay, thank God. It's gonna be one of those moments.
Yeah, honestly, by the time Ivan's gonna clear up Thieves Town to put him even in like the overall goal, all SM bosses done in these 2 dungeons. Probably gonna be finishing that a little bit ahead of when Andy comes over back to Pod to get his mitts. So Ivan's gonna have a little bit of a lead here, especially because Andy probably will be doing the same like Dark Death Mountain chase that Ivan did that ended up leading to nothing.
Mm-hmm. He's going for Waterfall too. I don't blame him for this at all. It's good, healthy cleanup. But to your point, it's not like Andy can just go back to Link to the Past and go to Dark World. He either has to do Agina or Aghanim, sorry, or deal with that Meridia route again to get to Dark World.
I mean, Meridia is definitely going to be faster, especially with you have no idea how many balls you're going to get.
And he's already cleared the area, so he doesn't have to worry about Batoon.
Just go straight there.
It's actually, like, timing-wise in my head, it's not that much of a difference, especially if you're routed in through here after Waterfall, right? Like, it's... Anyway, slice it's a lot of time Andy now has to commit.
Yeah, I mean, I have seen seeds like this where it's like, it wants you to make multiple Meridia dips, and it's like at some point it was like I should have just done Aga because it would have been faster overall. But it's like, when do you ever make that call? Yeah, I mean, does Andy, besides Meyer? I mean, he's not going to Meyer. That's not happening right now. I don't really think he's got really much less besides Pod, or if anything, I think that's it. And Graveyard Ledge.
Yeah, because if there's anything else in Pod, like, God forbid it's a hammer, because I think that's just GG, but Andy will check that checkerboard, or not checkerboard, we'll check Hookshot Cave, Dark World Death Mountain first, Super Bunny Cave, just for what he has item-wise. He might chain in here at that point too. Yeah, Meyer is definitely the hotter play, I would say. I would definitely want to see Meyer over that, but
I think the best bet for Ivan is if it's Smith sequence, because he can do it here pretty conveniently. Especially he's gonna stumble into that that mirror, which will make it pretty attractive to do. Whereas Andy's going to have to come back over here just for a two check Smiths, which is pretty unattractive. So, like, I wouldn't be surprised if Andy does Meyer before Smiths, and if it is Smiths, it's going to be a pretty big advantage for Ivan. So, it's just going to matter where the stuff is, just how they found these items. There's been a lot of back and forth in this race. It's pretty nice to see. Like, Ivan was on the mat a couple times, honestly, and Andy not falling through with some of the plays let Ivan back into this one.
Okay, so Andy gonna flex on Hera ahead of Pod. I like this because he's put off Pod, and he knows the alternative to Pod is a lot slower. So it makes a lot of sense that he's going here now. He really, really, really needs Hammer to be here, honestly. We know it's not going to be Titans, but with Titans being found first, and it makes a lot more sense that you'll find it first, just because of, progression and unlocking, and we know what we know. It will be tough to claw back at that point if there's not a Hammer here. If there is a Hammer here, it's going to firmly put him in the lead. So it's kind of it's a really big scale right now Andy's on.
Yeah, I mean, you can see how like early decisions really can just cascade because, I mean, except I really don't like the Andy abandoning Pod part. Besides that one, like all of their decisions, I think have made sense, and it's just like the Ivan turning around that Varia, which I think there's both pros and cons for, but that really just flowed into all these other decisions.
Yep.
And it's just how the randomizer works, especially with guys that are so close and just absolutely, pure skill level.
The double key deluxe in the start of a Pendant Pod. You just hate to see it, dude. But luckily we have this nice little tech called Herapot. Apathy Dog really hates my setup, but I don't care because it's better. And,
not better. It's objectively not better.
When you put the word objectively in it, it means that, yeah, you're not too strong in your argument, and I'm going to win it because I'm very...
We have things called brain counter. I will stop commenting right now to get a room time, I swear to God.
Yeah, I can't wait for Duck to fail it like 8 times and say, hold on, hold on, hold on, and then he
Look.
finally gets it.
Look, there's some subpixel stuff I haven't figured out yet.
Of course, yeah. Oh yeah, it's the Moldorman Scylla he'll say next, right? Oh, I got that prize. I shouldn't have. I can't wait, guys.
Oh, actually, it might be the prize that I'm picking up. I forgot about that.
All right. So young Andy, he's gonna want something in that hair basement. It doesn't have to be hammer, really, because again, pendant Hera, kind of a bad spot for an item. Like, you can score a boot there, you can score his fire rod there, he can score nothing because he's not going to check it.
Wow.
Did he get both items in there? I thought he only... Oh, Hera basement is compass. Well, he's just going to leave that compass there, but now how is he going to find the way through the sea, guys? That's unfortunate. But yeah, now he's going to have to go through Meridia and go through that Dark World portal.
Yeah, so here's Graveyard Ledge, which Andy ignored before. We'll see if it's anything. I mean, it's Smith's or Meyer, right? Those are really our two possible locations. Or, God forbid, hammerless ice.
My favorite.
Everyone's favorite.
Hey, remember when that like happened twice at SG Live? That was fun.
I'm almost hoping that for a little bit because it's going to cause both of their routes to... They're both going to do it last, right? So it'll cause both of them to converge on it, and then it's just going to be whoever can go faster. So...
We also haven't seen Smith's purple chest yet, either.
Is... Oh, Andy didn't do plasma either. Okay, I was like...
I didn't. Yeah, because he has plasma now, where Ivan had it. So that was, again, that was like one of the good things about Ivan doing LN first, was getting that plasma so he could just scout it early. I guess Andy could have scouted it as well, but...
Well, he could have done it with speed. It's
yeah,
at a
he could have
lot.
save scummed it, kind of thing. Yeah, that's my point. Ivan going for that frog, but he reminded himself about the game, so we know he is going to pick that up on his way to Hive Cave. It's good routing right there. Especially like Titan's Flute. Yeah, he doesn't have boots, but it's still... Oh yeah, he has mirror too, so never mind. Yeah,
The mirror was in...
Oh, they have powder too, don't they? So they have that as well now with that mirror. So...
Oh, yeah, we haven't... See, well, that's really annoying, though.
It really is, but he has Titans, so it's not that bad. Like, for Andy, it would be really annoying.
No, because he's...
For Ivan.
Oh, no. He could do it after Purple Chest, right?
Right. Well, actually, Andy can't do it anyways, because he doesn't have Titans.
You can only do Purple Chest, or you can do... because... Wait, is that true?
So what Ivan could do here is he could split the difference, and he'll do Smith, he'll grab Purple Chest, and then burn the portal to do powder, and then S and Q, Flute 7, do chest, and then he can do another warp to the rest of the Dark World stuff. I think that's his best avenue, but he might be hoping that hammer is at like...
Yeah, that's right. But you can't stay in the Dark World and get Purple Chest.
Yeah. Well, yeah, if he burns the portal, yes, because then it's behind that hammer peg, right?
The problem is he hasn't done Hype Cave, so
let's see what he does.
Portal...
Yes, thank you. This is the proper play. I love it.
No, because he's abandoning Hype Cave here.
He can get back to it, Doc. He has Flute and Titans. He's good. He's literally Gucci.
All right.
He's Gucci.
Is it going to be the hammer on bat? Everyone's favorite.
That would be great. It's not great. It's never there. Like, the times you want it there, it's like never there. And then times you want it there and it's not there, it's probably ice. It's just the way this thing works, dude. Andy actually has Graveyard as well, so he's gonna menu to hookshot here, and he's gonna cross and check that now. I don't believe Ivan's still with the purple chest? I guess he's walking, but kind of weird. Oh well.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't have boots, so.
Yeah, but I mean, if he gets hammer and purple chest, then he can do hammer pegs.
You can just hand it
back down, right?
Just hand it in, yeah.
Again, it's not a huge deal. Just a thing to keep in mind, I guess.
Yeah, it's not like he has boots, so he's got to be worried about leaving the pet chest behind.
So Andy's showing us some new hotness here in that graveyard. I don't think Ivan has checked this yet.
Yeah, he did.
He did? Okay.
It was
my mistake.
He did it Skullwoods, that, and then he came back down in the snow sequence. No, we saw K45, the super missile. They had to have checked the shovel. I didn't see any of them check the shovel. They had to have done that. Right?
I'm pretty sure both of them have. Ivan checked it first. Andy actually checked it second. Yeah, what I really like about this race so far is how close it is. It could have definitely, like we elaborated a little bit earlier, it could definitely have gone completely sideways for young Ivan early on with the Miss Pearl, but honestly, like it's evened up really good by these items being really secluded.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's evened up because it has gone sideways for both of these guys at one point.
Yeah. I think Andy with not doing pod and Ivan with not doing wreck ship.
Yeah, I think the wreck ship plays a little bit more defensible.
Wait, has Andy done front of escape yet? We'll find out in a second. I think he has. Yeah, he has to.
I can't imagine, like some of the stuff he's been doing.
Like, I was gonna say, yeah, he had to have, right? Like that'd be really.
Now, if he didn't,
really
that was a hard commit on
you just murmured to yourself, well, I lost, and you mirror that, like, oh my god. Yeah, never hard commit skipping and escape. It just never works out. Trust me from experience.
So it's looking like it's Meyer or hammerless ice, right?
Yeah, Meyer is the hotter ticket, I think.
Oh yeah, it's completed, and
it's a pendant. It sucks, but ice is also a pendant, so it's like pick your poison. Like it's literally just picking or throwing a dart at a dartboard at this point.
Yeah, I mean,
which sucks less.
It's. I mean, I guess with ice, you could do icebreaker and sequence.
Well, you could. It's one item, then you're locked in, right? Because no hammer pegs, and you can't hit the switch. So you can get the one chest, but it's sequence broken, and you have to mirror. I really don't think that's worth the time, because then they're burning like all that entrance time and they climb back down the stairs and everything.
I mean, or it could be these items that Ivan skipped, and I mean, with how wonky this seed's been, I wouldn't be surprised at this point. Like when Ivan skipped, I was like, yeah, it can't possibly be it, right?
He's doing the first chest and swamp play. At this point, honestly, I really like it. I know Andy's an advocate of if I don't have that hammer or glove, I'm checking this first chest, and I agree with both of them. It's really nice and defensive, but I'm more interested to see what that other item. Yeah, I'm just really interested to see what that guaranteed item in pod is, because again, if it's hammer, that was like Ivan's avenue to really fly away with this race at this point, right? So
Ivan's also got Hera to do. We know it's nothing, but Hera's definitely a lot shorter than Meyer, so it's still for 2 items. He may be, tempted to do that first. I think the only reason really to do Meyer before Hera is it's deeper in this. Well, I guess it's opened up in the same sphere, didn't it? Both Mitz and Mirror were at the same point.
I would say, oh baby, I think I know what play he's making. I was gonna say, I feel like if Ivan didn't want to do Hero when he was doing Dark World Death Mountain, he's probably not gonna do it now.
Oh, that's right. He
is on his way to a wonderful kingdom.
Oh, okay. He's doing.
What? Wait, whoa! Is he going to pod? Is he going back?
Yep. He was going back to eat. So he was either going back to Meridia for the checks he skipped, or he's going to pod skip.
baffled, honestly. But I get it. Like, leaving that item sucks. I wouldn't want to leave that either, but it's yeah.
Yeah, I think I would rather do Meyer at this point. You know, it's at least a dungeon. Like, Ped is starting to look like it could be a thing. If Hammer's next, right? We still have Boots and Fire Rod to find. And none of these items really open up that many locations, so Ped isn't the most unlikely thing at this point, and you at least get a pendant doing Meyer. He's kind of just a pick 'em of what are you going to do, and if one of them gives you a pendant, I think that's at this point strong enough to tilt it in the favor of Meyer.
Oh my goodness!
Oh jeez! Oh no!
Oh wow! Well,
so you know what?
Ivan's gonna feel real good.
Yeah, he's gonna feel like he's done. He's
gonna feel real bad. And he's gonna feel real nice once he finds out how close this is.
Both of these guys have been trying to lose the seed at various points.
All right, so we still need Fire Rod and we still need Boots. So bad options are still on the table, but we have a Crystal Swamp that's probably going to dominate their table.
Yeah, definitely Crystal Swamp.
So let's look for both these runners to make that play, and then now it becomes Pick or Poison. And I feel with Icebreaker available, I'm not sure if Ivan is quite familiar with it. I know Andy's super familiar with it. It really becomes like a Hera Deluxe with that extra item, with a little more time cost added in, but it's honestly not that bad ahead of a Meyer. Like, Meyer is just definitely the last choice at this point now.
Yeah, honestly, I think the likeliest thing to finish the seed out is Fire Rod, Swamp Palace, Boots, Turtle Rock, something like that. Like, each of these items is now opening up a pretty beefy dungeon, right? So, like, I just feel like the items we're looking for are just going to be in those big dungeons, just because so much of the seed's been done. So these guys are, I mean, at this point, this is 100% tied, right? Except for the only difference is Andy has done Hera. So if Ivan can avoid Hera, like if this thing just plays out, right? It's Swamp into Turtle Rock into Boots, something like that, right? I mean, these guys are tied because it's gonna be a very obvious plays to make. In which case, I think Andy is slightly favored here just because has a small edge in A Link to the Past. Although with Bootsless, it's really hard to actualize that advantage.
I don't think it's that big of an advantage though. Like, I feel like they're both highly skilled in both games at this point. I mean, Andy's at like what he's like, 4802. Ivan's below that. I think around a 45 last time I checked, maybe even 46. But and then Link to the Past times, yeah, Andy's gonna be ahead by a few minutes. But again, it's like a basic trade there.
43, I think. I'm sure someone in chat.
44. Yeah, the point I mean is, like, they're both very skilled runners at both games. I don't think there's really any way you slice it a very clear advantage.
There we go. 44-36.
In January 2015.
That is a ridiculous time.
Yeah, it was.
I cannot believe, through all the just dumb stuff that has happened, these guys are nearly frame for frame.
Well, you know what? That is Andy and Ivan has found a way.
It is the power of team farts.
You think like that's how they operate so well as a team? It's just like if they have those kind of mistakes, they just kind of talk each other out of it, and then that's how like they route so well. I don't know.
Maybe, I don't know.
Because it's very left brain, right brain. I've kind of seen this race, which has been really interesting.
Where's Andy going?
He's going ice. Or maybe he's Aurora.
Why?
Oh, no, he's done that. He's going ice. He's like, nope, see ya.
What? Does he not realize this is a pendant? There's zero interest. Why would you do this before Swamp? Why? I mean, I know.
I honestly think he thinks it's a crystal.
That's what I'm saying. He's got to think it's a crystal because, like, I mean, I know it's like, oh, you want to go mode swamp, right? But to do ice, pendant ice before it. I mean, to be fair, ice has gotten a lot faster with icebreaker. Right? It's a lot less bad to full clear. But if he wins because of this, this
He could lose because of this too. Don't forget, like
I mean, he
if
could.
Swamp has the answers and
Look,
Ice
if
is
it was
just
anyone else, he
a
would lose
bad
because
time.
Andy's got the plot armor, so I'm expecting a fire rock. Will be here.
He does, but Ivan's kind of had a little bit of it too. He's like, he like stole some. Like I don't know if there's like a bump in when Andy was driving to this race and he kind of like lost a little piece of it in the side window there, and Ivan's just like on his bike. He's like yoink.
Maybe Team
Or
Farts
is
has
this
a
a
time.
necklace now? I don't know.
They have a timeshare on the
working.
plot armor.
A timeshare on the plot. You know what? It could be.
That's why they do so good as a team. They both get in the plot armor shirt, just snuggle up together.
Yeah, I would love to do my like salesman voice, but I don't think there's neither the time nor the place.
Salesman voice. Oh my god. I cannot imagine professional Soulski. Like it just does not like compute in my head as like a thing that could happen.
I'm not doing it. You can't goad me in. I know
Do
what
you
you're
call-
doing. You're trying to goad
Scout?
me into
I
it.
feel like you call people Scout or Champ. Hey there, Champ. Got some
No,
great deal for you on,
Champ would not be my vernacular. Are you kidding me? Like, what kind of low tier salesman do you think I'm trying to portray? Like, I'm trying to portray a quality product here. Now you're just making me angry, and I kind of want to.
I want to say I said Scout and Champ. You only got offended at one of them, so you call people Scout. Then is is what I'm getting.
No, I don't either. Very much no. Super no.
Hey there, Scout. Andy with the, the good old double bombos in the freezer room. I'm like, you're literally gonna hear a high pitched scream if he finds Fire Rod in here. Like,
I can hear it from here. So that's what that scream 10 minutes ago was.
yes.
Maybe it was the hammer for both of them. I'm not sure. I kind of heard like 2 yelps, but yeah. Ah.
Why is Andy in this? Did he not hit the switch? There's no reason to be in this room with Icebreaker.
I'm pretty sure you hit the switch.
Maybe it was like the one bad key layout that you can get.
That tells me even more that it's like if he's worried about a crystal, then he'll hit the switch. If he's worried about a pendant, he's probably not worried about it. But yeah. I guess third item's at Cold Stare. If there's like a key or something that pops here, we really know mistakes were made. Okay, Chad is telling me he got all 3, so he definitely, that's like confirming it. He definitely thinks this is a crystal. That's really unfortunate. Like, it is green pendant, isn't it?
Yeah, it's green pendant.
So he has the extra item. I get the logic behind it, but
just, I mean, Swamp's, I guess, to Andy 5 items because he did get the bombs in the front. But this is a crystal. I know left side Swamp sucks, but I mean, I guess, I mean, left side Swamp's like what, 3 minutes, something like that. It's pretty long. So ice is about 3. Well, no, it's more than 3 minutes.
right.
Like 3 minutes, like go mode type of thing. But you get 4 items. I don't. Yeah, I still would do Swamp. Like,
Yeah, I mean,
Unless,
you'd have to get like boots on that green pendant and fire rod and swamp for this
the
to
other
be
thing,
really super bad too.
the other thing is like we're watching this, right, and these guys are on top of each other. Fire rod, okay. But we've been saying like they've both been trying to throw the seed at various points, right? Maybe Andy just feels behind and feels like he has to make that play.
It's possible.
You know, which I mean, I think is probably a good PSA to like not try to metagame yourself too much in these things, because especially on a one, if this is a big, weekly race, then yeah, Andy's not going to win it. But one like this, you see how easily your opponent can just, make different sets of mistakes. So
he's still not at like that 220 range go mode, right? Like he has all 4 dungeons done. He has was it 3 crystals ahead too?
I mean, this time actually isn't that bad.
Okay,
I mean,
if he's going to Mire, he definitely feels behind. Yeah, no, he's gone all in. I agree with that sentiment now.
Yeah.
Problem is, he still needs to go to swamp. Like, he still needs to go to swamp anyways and find that fire rod.
I mean, you think it could be boots on ped? Like, this brain genius play could work. We don't know what's on ped. We don't know what's in Mire. Like, this could.
Did we get both items in Skull? Do you remember?
I have no idea.
It's been so long ago, yeah. But I guess you have Fat Fairy now with Skull, TR. You have TR open. 6 items. You have another 2 from Fat Fairy. That's 8. And you might have some in Skulls. So that's a couple extra.
Yeah, I mean, it's more likely it's on the natural path. But it could just be. I mean, the seed's been kind of, LOL. Like it could just be boots in here or boots on ped or something like that. Because we need boots. Boots are Ivan doesn't know that, so he's coming here right now. This makes sense, right? Because he needs to know if he's in go mode, so he's gonna come here, find out he does need the boots. But then like he's got a pretty natural play into Skull. Like you said, it's gonna get him Pyramid Fairy. It's gonna get him Turtle Rock. It's just, I mean, we've all seen boots on Laser Bridge. It's just a joy.
This is just such a weird seed, right? Like, you're playing this one-on-one, you're playing competitively. This is a really hard seed to metagame. Like, to your point about the PSA, I get it, but I'm playing this seed. I know you're playing this seed too, and it's just like, you're probably feeling behind, right? Like, any way you slice it, like, this is not a feel-good seed, unless you go to, like, Pod immediately after Mire or Meridia.
I think there's...
I don't know. And then you go, like, Swamp right away after, like, West Dark World.
If you just went, I'm going to play this seed conservatively, it's not that bad, right? Because you full clear SM, you get your Dark World access, you full clear Dark World, you get your mitts and your hammer, right? And then you just do dungeons. Assuming boots are in, Skullwoods or Turtle Rock. It's actually pretty straightforward. I mean, it's annoying, but it's straightforward. Right? It's just they've both kind of dodged some... they decided not to play conservatively, and it's coming back to bite them. Like, this is... I mean, we don't know where boots are, right? But, like, I mean, this is like a 230, 240 feet?
Well,
if you're in a straight line location?
I will say this, if SMZ3 has taught us anything, your go mode is going to be in the worst spot possible. So,
well,
that's why I'm not
like... We've already seen Shaq. We've already seen... I mean, SM is 100% done, right? Where there's 0 items left. They just have to
100%
right.
done. I honestly will not be surprised if it's your Mire or Pedestal, but...
I'd be a little surprised because there's... That Fire Rod unlocked Turtle Rock and Pyramid Fairy. Like, that's just so many locations. And we've already eliminated Alice.
It makes a lot of sense, but again, we're talking about like a randomized fill, right? Like, it could just be anywhere, and I'm not... Yeah, I guess... Like, Ivan's a clear favorite here and a clear lead. I want to just announce that, make that very clear on my thoughts, until Andy gets something out of this play, right? Like, once Andy gets that, then you can flip it, right? But... Well,
it's what, 3 items in Mire, 6 in Turtle Rock with Mimic Cave, and then 8. So it's like 3 out of 11, so like a little less than 30%. Which is, doesn't feel like a lot, but it's a little bit worse than a coin flip, really. Just
It's just, I don't know. It definitely, like, at first I thought it was maybe a mistake, but then, like, once you went for green pendant, I'm like, all right, I kind of know what you're thinking now. So, especially leaving something like that and hammer pegs alone to in Andy's position.
I'm not entirely convinced it wasn't a mistake. It's just that once you see that green pendant drop, you I think the smartest thing out of that is maybe just to double down. Right. I mean, maybe it's a little bit of a loss fallacy at that point, but something like this where time is so critical, it's like against someone like Ivan, you feel like you can't just throw away 5 minutes and just be fine.
Yeah, so if you're Andy here, even if you do get boots here at the bridge, you're still going for ped 2 because you're still looking for that fire rod.
Okay,
well, we shall see.
No, there was only one item in Skullwoods before.
Okay. So now Ivan with that 2 crystal advantage. Again, I'm just trying to highlight that because we know people are going to ask, like, who's ahead, right? And again, the way to look at it is Ivan until Andy finds something with this path he's elected to take, because Ivan can just do crystals all day now. He doesn't even have to worry about those pendants. Like, that's not even in his scope, right? And after he cleans up Skull here, he's gonna go right to TR. There's just no ifs, ands, buts about it.
I guess there was nothing in the front of Skullwoods before, because Ivan is still looking for another item.
Could be just protection. Oh, okay, there was both. Wow. Yeah. I know myself, like, I like doing that anyways, because you're removed, like, what, an hour since you did it, and I've seen runners, I think I've made that mistake too, but it hasn't bitten me, luckily, where you get an item there and you're like, oh wait, I forgot. Whoops.
Why I still use a map tracker, because I know I'm dumb, so I just go ahead and click those little squares. It doesn't tell you where the chest is though, so if you think, I don't know, only firelock chests are locked, you can still make that mistake, but oh wait, Andy hasn't done Death Mountain at all yet, or Dark Death Mountain at all yet either.
No.
So yeah, I'm beginning to agree with you that this is not a mistake. This is a calculated play.
Yeah, he's
all in
on it.
I
get it from his perspective, because he blew a tire on Hera. It was the right call to go in his sense, because then he has to do Meridia twice. I think he thinks with that time in Meridia twice, and then leaving Pod as long as he did, and getting Hammer there and Titans, it puts you on Crystal Path, right? I think that's what he evaluated. But what he wasn't expecting with that thought was that Ivan more or less did the same thing, but in kind of a weird thing with leaving that hammer in the big chest.
Yeah, I mean, if he saw, the restream, he would never do this. He would just be like, okay, I'd be faster than Ivan in a link to the past, and like that's, I feel like Andy would be comfortable doing that. But I think like Andy's played way more one-on-one vanilla or just straight A Link to the Past randomizers. Especially like the average skill level on that now is like you make one mistake, you're done, more or less, right? Unless your opponent is completely through. It's so much easier on this just to get like completely lost, right? And we see that there's more opportunities. So
that's a miss.
Yeah, so it's pretty much.
That's really hard to watch.
Yeah, it's pretty much going to be it because it has to be in path for Ivan. It just has to be. There's nowhere else for it to be.
So the only things we have not seen yet are hammer pegs and spike cave. The problem being, again, is that Andy's now behind 2 crystals.
So if it's spike cave, Ivan will 100% do it after Turtle Rock.
Right.
So
he might chain in Hera too. So it might put him off time on hammer pegs for that last check. But again,
yeah. But I'm thinking
people are screaming on the top of their lungs about mushroom. Fine, mushroom's available as well, guys. Relax, it's okay. It's still not going to catch Andy up being behind 2 crystals.
Yeah, that is one of the other locations. That's actually been in for a while. Now that I think about it, that'd be kind of fun. That'd be funny then, because again, you're going to feel behind if you if that's it.
Right. That just feels bad. It's unfortunate.
What Andy needs to
I agree with I agree with the approach, and I like it in a 1v1, right? It's just unfortunate when it doesn't work out like that.
Yeah, like I was saying, I just think the 1v1 meta in SMZ3 is a lot less well established, and there's so many more ways you can trick yourself in these.
Yep.
That I think maybe Andy pulled the Hail Mary a little too early. And again, just from him doing so, he obviously respects Ivan. He knows Ivan's a good player. Just respecting Ivan enough that he thinks like he's got to be ahead of me, right? And Ivan did some fairly reasonable things. If anything, I'd argue what Ivan did was more reasonable. It just didn't work out. They were frame for frame coming out of pod.
Yep. No, they were. And then you saw the 2 different routes. And again, it really surprised me when I saw that turn ice. It really did.
Yeah, I just think Swamp is just so obvious of a play there that I think pulling the Hail Mary, switch the ejector seat. I think he just did it a little too early.
Yeah, and we honestly won't know what the thought process was. We're just
yeah
we're projecting it, and we're thinking, all right, this is what was in his head, and in Duck and I's experience in SMZ3 racing, but it could have been like we touched on before. It could have been something as simple as Andy might have just kind of thought Crystal, and then turned out it was not the right thing.
Yeah, I mean it makes a little sense if you think Crystal, and then you see the green pendant, you go ooh, and then you're only 1 away from Ped. Like at that point, that's a little bit more. I mean, that's still obviously a pretty bad mistake to make, but it does look like Andy's going to be doing this left side diver down setups here with the cane. A little bit faster to do it this way. It's still annoying when you find the big key in the back or something. You have to kind of come around for it.
Oh, Ivan.
Okay.
That Hoko Buku is just not.
Hoko
not
Buku.
Friendly.
Thank you for using the lore appropriate names, you dweeb.
Wow.
Why
you gotta be so mean? Like,
why is Andy using a bomb?
Bomb is faster, isn't it?
No. You have to wait for the fuse. You have to do the same movement and you have to wait for the fuse. How is it faster?
You know what? Like, in the interview, I'll just let you give him heck for that one. You can ask him that question.
Yeah. I would say, like, out of all the things that have happened to see, that's clearly the most important thing, but it is me, so...
I gotta beat a man when he's down, dude. Like, honestly.
Because this is the only time in the next 5 years I'm gonna have a chance to beat Andy when he's down, that's why.
Man, if you're still racing in 5 years... Whew.
Yeah, when I'm 79.
Yup. Hey Duck, do you think Ivan just had reach slashes at that book? Honestly, it's not that bad though. It's just one. I would rather have book there than Fat Fairy, honestly, because then it just badly splits up Bombos and Ether. Now you can just check Ether right after TR and into Spike Cave. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see. I think Ivan's path here. Again, if boots aren't here or at Spike or at Ether, he probably dips Hera. I think that's as much as the commitment goes. We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, I mean he's got hammer pegs in that mushroom, right? As far as like, I mean, those are both quick enough. I feel like you probably do those before you start going full pendants. I mean, obviously Hera here makes sense, but before you go on the other two, at least. So I don't.
There they are.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, like I said, once you find that hammer, what are you doing, Ivan?
I think he's looking for health, maybe the miracle.
He's got powder. Very much has powder, and there's very much an antifair in the next room. Yeah, Alucard pointing out he found he found 7 hearts. Okay, now what he's looking for the key. That makes more sense. Yeah, no, you need that. Yeah, so really no sensible way for Ivan to lose this besides just him having a complete and utter heart attack in Ganon's Tower. Honestly, he could do Ganon's Tower twice at this point, and probably still come away with this one. Yep. So Ivan getting his 6 crystal, just gonna have to make a pretty quick dip into desert. We'll have to do the reclimb here. Still pretty comfortably gonna sub 3 the seed with, as this is a full hundo seed, so these guys are really fun to the seed. Just really great execution overall.
Yeah, overall, I've really just enjoyed this race. It's been a real treat to watch, regardless of how the outcome goes. Both great runners, both great guys. And yeah, it was real close just up until that last part, huh?
Yeah, I mean, it would have been exciting to see them. Like I said, the path forward was pretty obvious, and like, I think that path forward is. I mean, it's obvious to Andy too. That's what I'm saying. It was either a mistake or he just felt so far behind. Yeah, even at this point, making this play. I guess there was one item left in Thieves Town here, looking for this, going to the big chest here.
Mm-hmm.
But if Andy just kind of, I think, followed kind of the obvious progression, this would have been. I mean, this would have been a real tight, real close race. These guys would be within screens of each other still, I think. And Andy maybe pulling ahead a little bit in Link to the Past, and then Ivan having a chance to catch up in Turian would have been a real exciting finish.
Yeah, I also think just the best of 1 format up until finals might dictate this too, because now he might feel inclined, if I have feelings that I am a little behind, I just have to push those. So again, there's a lot of thoughts that I'm kind of relating to right now that I can feel like he would make these decisions that I completely agree with.
Yeah, I mean the best of
sometimes, right? So
the best of 1 format, the best player is definitely going to lose a lot in these with it being randomizer and everything. It's just these seeds take so long. If we were to do anything besides a best of 1, this tournament would just take forever. So it's definitely going to be a lot of volatility in this, and really these guys are meeting up way earlier than they should be. I mean, these guys are both. They were both very highly seeded. I think both top 10 in the seeding or whatever it was off of the throw points. Ivan getting upset in the group stage to kind of get knocked to the 2 and 1 seeds, and drawing Andy really early on. So it's a really tough draw. One of these guys is definitely going home earlier than they should, and at this point, it's looking like it's going to be Andy.
Yeah, it was funny too that you mentioned that, because I took a look at the bracket yesterday, and as I was looking at it, it's like I was seated 1 spot up ahead of Andy, right? So if it was just that reversal, then I'd be facing Ivan right now.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the likely paths through that, because there have been a couple upsets and stuff, there's definitely a couple places where you go like, man, I wish it was a seed lower. It would be a little. I mean, I gotta, if it goes chalk, I end up playing Aussie in like a round. I would prefer that to be, 1 round later. I'd rather have like you first. That'd be a good match. Aussie obviously #1 seed, very very good at this.
Yeah.
Just he's a guy you want to like him and Azure, especially guys you want to avoid as early as possible.
Yeah. I just want to face up against Maniacal so I can beat him and then finally get that bad idea out of his head that he can beat me in 1v1.
Yeah. Well, what chalk? You guys would be Final 4, right? Matchup. Or Final 8?
No, we'd be top 8. So
Yeah,
semis
top 8
into
guys...
conference finals and then the finals. The self competition has me.
Yeah,
opponents are gonna be no jokes. So
yeah, there's no jokes. I'm just saying if top seeds win everything, I'm not overlooking anyone or anything like this in this situation.
Right.
I mean, I gotta play the guy who made this next. That's that's not an easy out.
Oh, do you?
Yeah. Yes, I do.
Wait, I thought you were playing Total next. Oh yeah. Never. Wow.
What the?
For a second, I thought you meant like Andy Ivan. I'm like, that's not even the right side of the bracket, dude. And like made this. Oh, I really should not play round 1 after this, honestly.
I think you shouldn't do anything besides.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just going to sleep, guys. It's fine.
So I've been heading into GT here. We'll see what route he chooses. The walk up. Yeah, Andy in that spot where, at a certain point, the only thing you can do is dig up. Unfortunately, he's still digging down. It's gonna realize, I think at this point, I don't think there's anything left. He's got nothing to do but the obvious route. Oh, wait, no, he's still got Death Mountain to do. Andy is going to be, if he rewatches this, he's going to be kicking himself when he sees the game state right after pod. And like, at this point, Ivan's got to walk to the end. If you're Ivan, you probably think you've lost, right? Like, especially against a guy like Andy. Like, Ivan does not feel good right now. There's no way he feels good.
I feel if I were in issues, I'd feel okay with the time. Honestly, the only thing that would worry me in Ivan's shoes, like, yeah, the Pearl sucked, but he had some good routing that he should know that would have given him benefit. Like Plasma, for example, was a good one because it's like an extra minute and a half to get there. Was that hammer? Like that's really where it was like,
that's what I'm saying. Like the hammer and everything. Like I'm saying he doesn't. There's no way he thinks he's gonna win this. He may think he's got a chance. He might think like, okay, if Andy made some mistakes too, which he obviously has, maybe I have a chance. But he doesn't feel great. He isn't like, oh yeah, I'm gonna walk away with this thing. We got the big key, so just got the GT climb left. We got Ganon, and then we will be seeing Turian and Mother Brain. So, like 12ish minutes left for Ivan. It's gonna be should finish in the 4Xs, which is a really good time, honestly, especially for a 4X for Hundoing. I guess Ivan didn't full Hundo, but he came dreadfully close to it. Well, that's not the cleanest Slammo 2 I've ever seen.
I do like the spins there though.
But this for with silvers?
No, the little spins he just did afterwards.
Oh, that makes more sense. I'm like, he didn't spin. Maybe I shouldn't play Lava Mulana after this either.
Well, I don't think I've ever heard him. La Mulana.
Look, I can't.
La Mulama.
I can't say it. Okay?
Or you
It's
said
hard.
it. La Mulana. Gotta say it like that.
Do I?
Yes.
Listen here,
It's
Scout.
required.
All right, champ.
Just call me champ. Wow.
Yeah, I know. It's. I can't believe I called you champ when Maniacal's gonna upset
All
you.
right, Buster.
That's certainly not gonna get you the sale.
So yeah, Ivan just rightfully so does not need to check anything else. He is completely geared out for the rest of this game.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, nothing's gonna help him in Turian.
There we go. We had some issues there, but you know what? We corrected it fast. It's fine.
Yeah, and I expect some pretty nice Metroid rooms from Ivan here.
Oh. How heal is Ivan right now, killing Andy with his own move? Honestly.
When you're racing Andy, you kind of have to do it at least once.
Yeah.
Like,
I've done it on him too before. Going back to that 2018 match 1 of our best of 3. I thought about it too. I was like, take this, buddy.
I can have
It's all
it
good
too.
fun though. It's like there's nothing malicious, guys. It's all good fun.
Andy not hitting the switches is going to get additional lag for each of these rooms. That's actually a thing. Oh, good old Agatu. Everyone's favorite boss. Ivan at least getting, one of these shots in per round, and there he's gonna finish it off. Well, it would have been a triple. It's always you always get the triple when you only need like 1 or 2. So dropping his Ganon fight here, gonna be really easy Ganon fight. He's got gold sword, silvers, half magic, fire rod. Couldn't ask for anything more for this fight. It's gonna be pretty quick. Just depends on how many warps we get. Oh man, we can actually have one of these rando seeds come down to warps because they're not standardized in this.
Wow.
Yeah, meanwhile, and
Ganon gets hit. Wow.
thank you.
You're welcome.
Andy finally on his correct path, unfortunately being the obvious path. I've been at 1 heart. Should be fine. Oh, came really close to that edge there. All right, does clean it up nicely. So 1 game down. Going to be going to Mother Brain next. This was actually a seed that you probably should have actually done Mother Brain, since you had to come down off the mountain. After finding the boots, probably should have saved and quit to Mother Brain, but it's really only a couple seconds difference. Because there was nothing, they had everything to kill Mother Brain as fast as possible. I think he potentially could have done it when he was doing like the waterway cleanup, actually. Just go straight in Mother Brain, because I think he had everything back then too.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, so that would have been, I think that would have been the optimal thing. But like I said, not a big deal. Just a small optimization you can make. But this should be a pretty nice terrain. Again, Ivan, just really outstanding SM player, especially seeing someone who knows like the correct strats for the Metroid rooms. These things go by pretty quick. They're pretty impressive to see. So hopefully they have some good ones here.
Excellent Metroid 1. That's like a gold standard right there of how to do that room.
Yeah, you got hung up on the second one just a little bit, but unless you were really looking for it, you wouldn't even notice. That was very well done.
So that jump on the third one is like just really tricky to get the timing for it too.
It just
and he gets the space jump there too. That's real nice.
Yeah, very well done. Incredibly hard to do, especially just like with the amount of like item switching and canceling you have to do to pull those off. I mean, everyone knows like there's no perfect SM layout. There's always, you want like one extra button for this game. So it's just always really difficult to be able to do those cancels quickly, because one of your buttons is going to be in a bad location. It's the way it's going to be. Does he go for spring ball skip? I'm assuming not, but that would be. Nah, he's gonna go for space jump. Yeah, unfortunately, doesn't get it. I never actually bothered learning the space jump, just because the regular one works with or without.
Right.
So it's just one less. Like if you were really pushing, because yeah, he was playing SM back in the old route days. If you're really pushing that, you would obviously learn it, because that was the fastest way to do it.
So every time I see Ivan not turn off screw attack there, if he did miss baby, I'm just like, well, I guess he's gonna do it on the moonfall, and then I just remember, nah, he's gonna speed step skip. Well, I'll try it once before go though, just because it is a pretty critical one-on-one.
Yeah, this is where the crowd control waste got a little confusing last time.
Bit of a debacle. Gets it first try here.
There we go. Okay, that's
nice.
I'm glad to see you put some practice into it since last time.
Wow.
Yeah, so Andy's going to be heading into this desert fight. So he's pretty much behind the entire Endgame. Endgame in this is pretty long. It's a solid 20 minutes with both games, Tower and Turian. So. Oh, there goes stand-up. He could have refilled and still saved a little time, but refilling and stand up doesn't really save much at all. It's technically optimal, but it's not a big deal.
I don't know. What do you think of the seed if you just go to pot early? I think it's not too bad, huh?
Yeah, that's what I was saying early with earlier on, like when we're like saying like they felt ahead or behind. Like if you just played this conservatively, right?
Yeah.
Full clear SM, full clear Dark World, right? Probably do the loop, do pot last. You get the hammer, you get the mitts. I mean, you're still going to do some of those other checks, right? But you're going to go to swamp pretty quickly. You're going to get your fire rod. I mean, it's, you know, like this is, you could easily finish the seed
230.
230, if not.
Yeah.
I mean, if
you're looping, right? Like you're saying, and then it's all one conservative loop.
Yeah, you just loop
the boot stuff.
You just loop SM. You loop. If you just like, I think I would do pretty because I like really chasing dungeons pretty hard. If you just chase dungeons, you know, you played conservatively up to pot and then you chase dungeons. That's all you'd do, right? And it'd be over. Yeah, just, you know, Ivan making that one call early and then unfortunately missing with the hammer really hurt him. And then Andy just dodging pod. You know, that's really what sunk him. And then I mean, we'll have to ask him when he gets in here, but I guess just him feeling behind at that point is. I mean, that's the only. There's a 20-minute gap here.
Yeah, and but, again, if you're putting yourself in Andy's shoes too, I know we kind of beaten this one on the bush, but or on the over the head. You know, you find both Titans and Hammer there that late. That's probably what cost him. So,
yeah, I mean, same.
It's one thing, but
the funny thing is, I was in the same position where you know he missed the hammer, came back to it. You know, he could have had the same spot, but he just
though, right. So he got all those Titan checks along the way, like all the quick ones that Andy was.
Yeah, that's true. Really nice escape by Evan, by the way, getting the blue bomber coming out here.
It's like the sign of a very seasoned runner.
Yeah, actually that's probably why he kept screw attack on, because you need screw attack for it. Otherwise, you're going to get owned by the pirates in the next turn.
Oh. With a time of 2:50:52, Ivan is going to finish in first place. GG's, what a cool race.
Yeah, really great. I mean, you know, they both made mistakes. Both were doing really well at one point, and then they were on top of each other at pod, and it was just Andy making the decision, and we'll find out from him. But that was 100%. I mean, there was a bunch of turning points in this, but you know, it evened up with one point, and then it was just Andy making that call. We are now joined by Ivan. GG's to you, Ivan. Cannot hear it. There you go. So, how'd you feel about the seed overall? A lot of.
I lost when I pulled the hammer.
Yeah, we were thinking you were going to think about that. I guess the most interesting decision you made was finding Varia and then turning right around and dipping out.
So when before we even started, I told myself I wanted to try and skip wreck ship, and I found I think it's between wreck ship or going to Ice Rod Cave or the Agina's Cave, and I was like, all right, I guess I'll just go to wreck ship. I found Vari, and I was like, okay, that's good enough. Let's head out, and we'll just kill Fantu later.
Yeah, it makes sense finding Varia there, obviously opening up a lot of stuff, and then like you kind of made like a weird, like you left Norfair and then you came back in, and then you went to GT and then you reset. Like it looked like you were trying to make the lower Norfair play, and like I think you were just a little like you weren't 100% committed. Like I think the lower Norfair me and Solskjaer were debating this. But in my opinion, I thought going to lower Norfair before Meridia, especially you didn't have the Moon Pearl, so you didn't know it was Dark World access. But I guess what was your thought process there as well?
Yeah, I as soon as I pulled Gravity, I was like, okay, well, obviously I can do the rest of this game. So it's just kind of a toss up for what I want to do, and I decided I wanted to go to lower Norfair and check GT first, and then reset out. And for some reason, I had it in my head that I needed to go make the save in the business center instead of just wandering out into the dark world or through GT. Like I had 19 supers and I wasn't gonna miss 19 green gates, so that was just
yeah. Been there. We're also now joined by Andy. GG's to you, Andy, as well.
GG.
So the skipping pod during your first Dark World trip. What was the thought there?
I didn't want to go in without a hammer, so I did the whole Dark World loop. At that point, I was like trying to math out in my head: should I do pod or lower Norfair? Obviously, it was a huge pain to get back to pod, so that was a plus for the pod play. But I think lower Norfair had like maybe twice as many items as I had left in the Dark World or so. So I just made the LN play, figuring Ivan would probably do LN first anyways, since, Link to the Past.
Yeah.
But but yeah, that ended up leading to like SM cleanup, and then me feeling super, super behind when I finally went back to pod. And so I basically just like, let's just do stupid stuff and hope like the fire rods in the swamp and boots are on pedestal or something like that.
Yeah. So, I mean, obviously at various points in this seed, you guys felt behind. You guys were basically frame for frame on Sword Up after pod. is what the situation was.
Yep.
Yeah. And like, because we were sitting here like, well, I mean, this is just a really obvious finish, right? You go to swamp, you probably find fire rod, boots are probably on laser bridge. I think that's exactly what I said. And then all of a sudden Andy goes right, and we're like, does he think this is a crystal? Like we couldn't quite and then it became kind of apparent after a while that you just felt you were really behind. So yeah, it was really, really close. I mean, you guys both made Ivan, and he got here late, but what Ivan did was he got Varia, dipped out on Wreck Ship, did lower Norfair like you said, did Meridia, and then finally went back to Wreck Ship to get his Moon Pearl. So he ended up doing Meridia twice, which you ended up doing twice too, because of the pod play. So that's really what evened it up. Like you had a pretty nice lead, and then the fact that you abandoned pod and had to do it twice, and then Ivan actually missed his hammer in pod.
Oh man, I got so tilted in the dark room. I know what it looks like, and I just got lost somewhere in the bottom left. I don't know where the fuck I was.
I think Duck disagrees with you there.
Disagrees about what?
I know what the room looks like.
He's just like, is Ivan lost?
Yes.
If you're so, Duck.
I believe I said you're on the wrong nook and cranny of English Muffin. But yeah, it's one of those things that like.
Futon just sent me a picture of us walking to like Helmasaur's room, and I'm like 2 tiles ahead of you.
Yep.
Wow.
God, that's so stupid.
You were like a room or 2 behind. You actually passed him a little bit in pod, and you were ahead by like half a second coming out of pod with a little bit better of a helmet fight, but. Yeah, it was just. I think we were saying like like you do so much with the regular randomizer. Like I think the meta in that's a little bit more established, where it's like if you kind of get behind, like you felt we were in this, it's a lot less like. But in this, there's so many more ways you can kind of like confuse yourself. So I think part of it's just like the meta not being quite as well established for this. But I mean, you guys are both obviously, you know, really good runners of this. So it was a really good race, really fun to watch.
I was like, when I was going in GT, I'm like, how is Ivan not done yet? Like, what possibly
what I
could
was
have
trying to
happened to
figure out.
Ivan? Oh man, it was really. And I was like, you know, if I like get to Ganon before he finishes somehow, like maybe I'll just like finish it out. Like I'm
Yeah.
close enough, anyways. And
That's
then
kinda-
and then
I was-
the dot doesn't happen as I like am blowing up Rando Room. Basically, I'm like, okay, there it is, finally.
Yeah. I mean, we were talking about, it's like if you just play the seed super conservative, right? Like just full clear SM, go to, like, it sure is Dark World Meridia access, which is annoying, but you just go to Meridia, go to Dark World, full clear Dark World, and then you just rush dungeons. That's it.
Yeah.
Like,
Yep.
it's not
Yeah, like you
that
wouldn't have needed
wild
to
of
do
a seed.
Hera or Ice or Meyer.
Nope.
Like it was
Which
all
Ivan-
just like, hey, do all the
Didn't
things.
touch those.
Yeah, I mean, I've been avoiding. You had an opportunity to do Hera, and you kind of just turned it down, which I mean was just kind of a coin flip at when you could do it. I guess the one interesting thing Ivan did is you did pod first, as opposed to like doing the loop and then doing it last. I don't know if that was because you thought you were behind a little bit at that point.
I wasn't
'Cause, you know-
sure coming into Dark World. I thought maybe I was probably behind because I just forgot that I had the Moon Pearl and could do that.
Yeah. And I guess the other most important thing is Ivan missed Plasma Spark, so it's really upsetting. Hey, at least I recognize that you are going for it, and then you
Yeah.
missed it.
No, like as soon once Swamp was done, I was like, okay, I'll go see if I actually need boots, and hopefully not. And then once I found I needed boots, I was like, all right, well, just finish Skullwoods, and then hopefully they're just in Turtle Rock.
Yeah, but yeah, really fun race. I'm not sure, Ivan, who you're playing next. I don't have the Sosi, do you know?
Blandation.
Ooh, Blandation. So any thoughts on that matchup?
Well, I don't know. I'm playing Terraria until it, so
Yep.
There's your chance, Blendation.
Eh,
Study the tapes. You know what to do.
the tape.
Why is Ivan just playing Terraria?
I mean,
been
so we're
waiting
not
for this
all
patch
gonna.
for like 5 years, man.
I thought we were all
Yeah.
gonna. I thought we were all gonna do the SM Weekly right after this.
No.
No.
God, you guys are lame. Sloters is gonna be very upset with all of you.
Just like send Cutie after him. It's fine.
Sending cutie. That's like the least threatening threat I've ever heard.
You think Cordy can make me do anything?
Yeah, exactly.
He'll threaten you, and then you'll talk back, and he'll go, "What?"
I don't take orders from 12-year-olds.
God.
Well, good night, folks.
Cutie has left the chat.
Yeah, other than that, GG's Ivan. Good luck. You have to win it for us now.
Well,
Who's this us, by the way?
Us, all four of us here right now.
Yeah, about that. Well, I think that's pretty much all I had. Is also, you got anything else you wanna talk about? Ask.
No, I think that just about covers it. I'm good.
All right. Well, as long as either of you two don't have anything else, I think that's gonna be it for us. I believe this is. I don't think there's another. Oh, no, there are a couple more matches going on. Hold on. Never remember to do this. But yeah, I think we got one going on. Yeah, on SG4 we got Sinus versus Haitaka, which should also be a pretty good matchup. So you guys can check that out. And it's the last match for today. Got a bunch of other stuff going on this weekend. But yeah, if no one else has got anything else to say, I think that's going to be it for us. So I was gonna let you say the last word.
Bye, everyone.
Goodbye.